And what's up, everyone? Welcome back to T1.Done, a 2-day, 24-hour overall event, but it's going to be over two different 12 hours. It's not 24 hours straight. Don't call it a 24-hour stream, but there's 24 hours of total awesome speedrunning content. We're supporting JDRF, and we've had a great time. You got to see two completely different showcases of Super Mario 64, and now we're keeping the red plumber block going as I invited the void into the call because one of my favorite speedrunners in the world, obviously one of the greatest Donkey Kong Country speedrunners of all time, and decided to also just be the world record holder of Super Mario RPG Remake. Void, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. I like the introduction. Like, I just decided to get record in this game. Yeah, that's right. That's kind of how it happened. Yeah.
I do love that about speedrunning. I love when like a new game comes out and you're like, oh, well, maybe it'll be a lot of the people who were at the top of the leaderboard. You have experience. You, I think, had a pretty solid time in the original. Correct?
Yeah. I think I got up to 4th place back in the day for OGSM RPG. And yeah, like when the remake came out, I was just really excited to get into routing this game. Like, I've never really routed a game in the first place, so that was like a really new and exciting experience for me, and just like seeing the whole community come together and work on the route was really awesome to see.
Yeah, it brought me back to when Super Mario Odyssey came out, and like everybody was in there. Everybody and their dogs were trying to route the whole thing out, figure out everything. How could we just save like a second here and there on different missions? Yep. And it was kind of the same thing with Remake. I was there with you as well. Just be like, oh wait, I think this can save a action in one fight 2 hours down into the run, stuff like that. Yeah, what do you think has kept you running this game? I know we're obviously going to get into this during the run, but did you think you were going to love it as much as you did? I know you tweeted about it.
Yeah, but no, not at all. Like, I like OGSM RPG, but I never grew up with it. So, like, for me, it was, okay, I pick it up as a speed game, I run it, I enjoy it, but I never really felt compelled to, like, come back to it in, like, recent years. But, like, this game just, like, it still has me hooked. Like, I don't know what it is about Remake that makes it so appealing to me, but like I am in love, and just the fact that like the run is also so different from OG, that's just really exciting.
Yeah, I want to bring in maybe one of the greatest people in the world for the Super Mario RPG Appreciation Club. Going to be joining us in the commentary here, doing the primary commentary. The one, the only Pidge. How are you doing today, friend?
What's up, gamers?
Not much. We're big chilling. We're raising money for a good cause and showcasing some cool speedruns and cool gamers along the way. Pidge, what makes Super Mario RPG so cool?
Oh man, how much time do we have?
You have 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Well, you're going to be hearing a lot about that over the course of this run, but thanks so much for having me here. This is really special for me as well, because like SMRPG changed my life in several ways since 1996. My mother bought it for me when I was a little kid. She has type 1 diabetes, so this is a really special cause for me as well.
That's awesome. That's it's good to know we have those connections there, and we get to showcase this awesome run here as part of the event. Our third of 12 runs. Void, with that, I know we're going to be here for a little while. Let's go ahead and get started whenever you want.
Sounds good. All right, so actually to start, I'm just gonna restart. Before starting, I'm gonna restart. So we have this new rule implemented. I don't think you were around when it got implemented, Spike. It's pretty like recent, maybe like a couple months old, but it's to make sure that preloading is not allowed.
Okay.
Yep. Alright, and of course the run is done on normal, so normal is basically how it was in OG. Breezy would make bosses easier, and I think you end up doing more damage, but I've never played Breezy yet, so...
Yeah, I think you gain like either more experience or it's less experience to level up, something in that regard.
It's more experience from enemies, I think 25% more, and also all enemy stats are decreased by 10%.
Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. Yeah, let's get started.
So which people also run that category.
Yeah, there are people who run Breezy. I might eventually. We'll see. After a little level.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the low level grind.
Oh yeah,
first.
for sure.
But now we're gonna do normal.
For sure.
Level. Yeah.
Low level is the priority here. All right. With that being said, start in 3, 2, 1. Smurf.
Smurf. And I do want to remind everyone as we're jumping into this run, keep the donations coming in. I will be reading your donations throughout all of this. We're at $1,255. If we can get to $2,000, we'll be giving away that first X Rocker headset. I would love to give that away during this very run. We've got about 2 hours and 40 minutes here, which is pretty short for an RPG.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is one of the shorter RPGs that I know of, especially like for a run. Like, I actually just like beat the game from start to finish in like under 3 hours is pretty incredible. And like there aren't really like any major skips as well.
No.
I just want to say, type 1 in the chat if your mind was blown when you saw that cutscene during the Nintendo Direct on June 21st.
Oh my god, I could not believe it. My brain melted. I said, they're doing this?
Dude.
They're remaking it.
Dude, so I was at the gym and I was just listening to the stream. I was not like watching it, and at some point I hear the intro song for SMRPG and I'm like, oh, it's happening.
Oh no.
I was
Dude's just deadlifting and just dumps on the ground.
I was in a work meeting and I saw that happen, and trying to pay attention, I agreed to do something at work and I didn't know what it was when I came out of that meeting.
I did not drop the weight, no. Thank you for your concern.
Yeah, that's broke his toe, but he was excited about his RPG.
So starting off in this run, we just had to do a mandatory battle there against 2 terrapins. Void used a double jump there. Jump attacks, as you may know from the original game, still have the property where every time you use them, it powers up your overall output for the jump spell for the rest of the game. So every 2 jumps is +1 to your base power of jump, and that is a permanent change. So do it as much as we can in the early game, because a lot of Mario's main damage output is going to be coming from that attack.
And on this fight, you want to, once again, use jump, and you want to attack the chain, because attacking Bowser, 1, doesn't do anything, and 2, Peach will end up telling you that you're wasting your time.
Yeah, Peach is like kind of the smartest person in the room here. Like, if she sees you wasting your time, she's like, dude, what are you doing? Just...
Have you ever tried to exhaust like as much dialogue from her as possible? Just keep wailing on Bowser?
I actually did that in a playthrough I did a couple weeks ago where I saw every single dialogue in the game.
Yo, that's the new category.
True hundo. I did that in the original game because that's the one that I know more about reverse engineering.
Yeah, shouts to we obviously don't get to really read it here in a speedrun, but the dialogue of this game, both the original and honestly, mostly in the remake as well, they brought most of it back. So charming. It's got such great humor about it. Shouts to bazookas.
This game has great writing.
It's very good. This is an incredibly well-written game. It's like they just put, from what I've learned recently, most of the people who worked on Super Mario RPG were all like stand-up comedy fans, so they've made their game like really funny.
Oh, that's great. Another like little note to kind of point out back there. Anyone who's familiar with Super Mario RPG might know that there are timings in this game. You can time blocks against enemies, which being good at those is integral to being able to get through the game at a... We're obviously not doing the low level. Mario's going to level up a little bit. But, you know, a lot of these attacks would potentially, like, one-shot the crew because we're just doing only the mandatory fights. So, obviously, being able to perfectly block things is great. But you can also time your attacks as well. And you might notice that all 4 of the jumps that Void did back there were untimed. You can tell is that had just the plain little white text of the numbers coming up. And that is, I swear, Void is not bad at it. He was trying to throw those because it wouldn't have actually saved him a turn. And I believe we determined it's like frames slower to time your stuff there. So
I think for remake, it's like basically the same speed, but in OG, it definitely saves time to do untimed jumps. So it's just like habit, I guess.
Yeah, also, I think in the prologue, you don't have access to chains, so it doesn't really matter if you time them or not.
Right. Yeah, your chains won't actually start until you get here in the Mushroom Way. Because as a Pidge, I'll go ahead and let you take it, because I know you're doing the primary commentary here anyways. Do you want to explain, I guess, just some of the various combat extensions that they added to this game?
Yeah, I'd love to. So probably one of the biggest changes to the combat, and one that is going to make this run very, very different from what you're used to seeing in the original game, is the addition of chain bonuses. So when you do a timed hit, either half correct or fully correct, there's a number on the screen that increases. It's a chain. With different levels of chain that you've accumulated, so after getting a chain hit, like getting 2 time hits in a row, then you get up to 4 time hits in a row, and then 5 and up. Each one of those gives you a different bonus to your stats depending on who is in your party with you. So if you have Mallow with you, and you get your chain to 5+, so that means you haven't dropped a single timed hit in over 5 turns, you get a 25% increase to all magic attacks, and that includes Mario's jumps, that includes all of Mallow's spells. It is kind of overpowered. Yes. Because not only is it a 25% boost to your stats, it is also, but when I say stats, I'm talking about your base stats and your equipment. So when you get the super suit, it's like no holds barred, you are very, very, very strong.
Oh, it reapplies it on that? I actually didn't know it worked exactly like that.
It's super good. Like that in my opinion, single-handedly makes Mallow the best character in both this run and I want to say this game overall.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of Mallow, and like I personally love that because Mallow's not really used in the original game, but Peach is kind of the main character of that run. But Peach and Mallow are my 2 favorite characters in this game, so they each get to be the star of their own run. Some other things that you get from that is when you have Geno in the party, it'll increase your attack bonus by about 12%. I haven't actually run this game very much, but I did do a lot of the reverse engineering for the damage formulas, so we know that chain is applied, it's one of the first things that gets applied when you're calculating the rest of damage formula. It's super, super important fundamentally to...
Yeah, Geno increases your attack and your speed, which ends up being pretty relevant later on with another battle mechanic that's introduced in this game, which you can end up swapping characters in the middle of battle, and it ends up triggering something that we call a revolving door, but we'll talk about it more later.
That's right. We'll be seeing some revolving door strats after we get enough people in the party to make that a possibility. But the addition of this game letting you swap party members mid-battle is pretty awesome. It kind of saves on a lot of menuing as well, because near the end of the battle you can just swap in whoever you want to be in the next battle without having to take the time to do a menu after the battle and everything like that.
Back there you saw Void throw on that flower tab. That was so you could have exactly 12 FP, 12 flower points, so you could use 4 instances of jump there. It used to be we would have the first attack just be a regular attack in one of that fight, but there was a very small chance you would whiff that. And I think I made a mistake one day, and I ended up doing 1 extra jump farm, and so it worked out to where it was better to just do 4 jumps there. It removes that possibility of a miss, and we're all good. And it keeps
and also routing
in
the 4th jump for this fight makes it so that you can do exactly enough damage with Belome to save, I think, either an action or a whole turn. So it ends up paying dividends later on.
The classic frog coin that you could always miss. Yep.
You can't miss it anymore.
Yeah. They were like, we should not... Gamers do not like things that you can permanently miss. So there is a toad there later on.
So the menu that Void just did earlier, he was just kind of picking up some kind of recovery items. Not too many of them, and the jump shoes, which makes you able to do jump attacks on every enemy, even the ones immune to them, like Spikies, which we're not going to see, and Punchinello, who we are going to see. Something that is kind of important to note about the menu and how it differs from the original game is that the remake is a lot stricter about what they let you sell. You are no longer allowed to sell flower tabs, flower jars, flower boxes, or even most of the equipment that you find in the world. You are, however, still allowed to sell that guy's wallet, which is really funny. So
the wallet will be sold, but yeah, the fact that you're not able to sell flower item is huge, and it makes the coin route pretty tight, but also very interesting to play with.
Yeah, it also means that this route differs from the original game in that there's not as much explosives used, because in the original game you do that massive seaside menu and buy as many bombs you could carry. Here we can't do that anymore because we don't have anything to sell. So this route is going to rely more on like area magic attacks rather than ice bombs later in the game.
And that's a lot of what makes the little puffball on screen you see right here, Mallow. He is the undisputed MVP of SMRPG remake runs. Because with that chain stat bonus you have, and his spells like Thunderbolt, Shocker, Snowy, that can effectively make up for the lack of bombs throughout the later portions of the run.
Mallow is so good. He's such a good character. I love him. I will defend him with my life.
Yeah, I was always the character swap stuff that y'all would do in the original. Super cool trick. I love that it makes Peach an absolute god in that run. She's so good. But I was always sad that like Mallow has like nothing to do now. Like use him a little bit at the start, and then as soon as you get Peach, he's done.
That's part of why I like running most of the stuff so much, because like you actually do have to invest in Mallow. He's like the MVP in the late game.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. You just have to invest a lot more, like you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in that run, like everybody kind of matters, and it's really cool.
Gamers, see, we have a lot more people coming in here, a lot of viewers in the chat watching T1.Done, an awesome charity event supporting JDRF. Nuclear putting this whole thing together. We're having our third awesome run of the event, run by v0oid Super Mario RPG Remake. Pidge and I chilling in the comms booth with him. If you'd like to donate, if you put in at least a $25 donation, v0oid, I believe you have beans.
I do have beans. So just real quick, like shout outs to Nukes in the chat earlier for reminding me that I forgot the box of beans downstairs. So I have it with me now.
That's okay. When we get to the Geno cutscene, you can go get them. Oh wait, you got them already. Oh, okay.
I got them. Yeah, I went down during the Exor falling on Bowser's castle cutscene.
That's so
Oh,
funny.
Smart, dude. I should get a burrito for dinner. Then I'll have some beans too. Just not.
Yo, burrito updates.
Don't ask her what was the bad one. You probably heard that. That's fine. We're gonna go that way. Don't get the barf flavored beans. They're definitely the worst. Or the dirty dishwater. That one's pretty good. Yeah, there's liver and onions. That was they'll be great. You'll love them.
It's all content and it's all for charity, so I'm all about it.
Exactly. Keep those donations coming.
Alright, so right there I'm grabbing the Coca-Cola because that item is really good and I'm gonna be needing it later. Specifically during Yerovik.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with Super Mario RPG, but you know just RPGs in general, a Kira Cola is a Mega Elixir. It is I actually did not realize it until the final Smithy fight, that like, oh, it also refills your FP. It's not just all your HP. Yeah.
That's like exactly because it refills your FP that it's so useful for Yared.
So here, v0oid has to hit. How many dogs do you have to hit here? Is it?
At least 18. Well, no, it's less than that. It's like you want at least 16, but if you get at least 18, then you can merge these two level up screens together. And 19 is optimal, but 19 exactly, not 20, to merge the next two level ups. So I got 19 exactly because I'm just that good. And I'm gonna merge these two level ups, and on Bolome, I'm gonna be merging Mario and Mallow's next level ups as well.
Yeah, that's nice. It's like a nice little time save when you can get multiple level ups in the same screen instead of after separate battles. The movement of getting the star is like a little bit hard to learn at first, but once you kind of figure out like the path that the AI for the dogs tends to run, you can hit them and then you can get into a state where they just keep running in droves like through the entrance and you're just standing in their way and you can hit them just by doing nothing. It's pretty nice.
Caro did heal FP in the original, yes. Like this remake is super faithful to the original.
Yeah.
It is. In fact, most of the damage formulas are almost exactly the same. Like, chain bonus gets applied to, like, the very basic calculation of your stats plus your armor, and everything else after that is, like, pretty much the same.
Yeah, I remember early on thinking, like, they must have just made you stronger. They did, but it's just from that chain calculation we're talking about. So you're going to see that over on the side. That's so satisfying to watch that number climb and climb throughout the run.
Also, something that's really fun about this fight is that in the original game, there were some attacks that you could block and some that you couldn't. In this game, you can pretty much block any attack as long as it does damage and it's not a field attack. So Croco's bombs you can now damage. The Shy Guys in Mushroom Kingdom, they're hot. They're like fireballs you can block. It's very it's a pretty interesting change. We did like the game shows you a little indicator telling you when you're supposed to do the time hit. It goes away after you get it correct a few times, but if you want to learn any of them, like learn your own visual cue for when the indicator goes away, we have a complete database of like every attack in the game on the speedruns wiki, smrpgspeedruns.com.
Yeah, bless that website, because that is the primary thing you have to learn when you're getting into this game. Couple of safety items there with a couple of cleansing juices that can just get rid of a lot of status effects. Couple of pick-me-ups to bring you back.
Yeah, the cleansing juices are going to be helpful during Balloon. He can be a little bit annoying. So there is no max skip in this game. We have to fight this guy like we're running most of the stuff. And the fight against Mac is mostly just jumping and Thunderbolt, because we're going to see that Mallow is actually pretty strong.
Yeah, there's no Mac skip in this game because they decided to rename Mac. His name is Clay Morton in this game.
Morton. We're gonna skip that guy though.
Yep. But yeah, something actually I wanted to point out earlier regarding being able to block any attack as long as it's like single target and does damage. Like when I saw that on Croco on my first playthrough of this game, I literally popped off. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like that fight was so bad in OG in the speedrun. Like it causes so many resets, and now it's a lot better.
Yeah, it's a much more like skill. It makes a lot of the fights much more skill based. Not that, you know, there wasn't already a lot of skill in the original, but it can just remove a lot of those frustrations of just, can't do anything about this move. Like, you got Clay Morton right here. You can block everything except for his dreaded flame wall.
Yep.
Which, as I found out on a GDQ stream, don't have him do that 3 times in a row, and let the second one specifically miss Malo, and then, it was awful. It was awful.
Yeah.
So something else
Nice
that's really nice about this game is that the damage calculations in this game are completely deterministic. Like there's no such thing as crits, like unless you intentionally do one with Geno Whirl. There's no like RNG in your damage rolls unless like you're doing an A attack weapon. So right there, the jump attack, the damage was consistent except when it increased every turn from its counter going up, and Mallow always does the same damage with Thunderbolt every turn. So running fights in this game, kind of nice.
Dude, as someone who plays a lot of RPGs, I've done a lot of RPG speedruns. Playing SMRPG Remake, running it last year, I was like, can that just be the case in all of them? I hate damage. After you do this, you're like, I hate all damage rolls in all games. Don't do that. Don't add an entire extra. Because it is that point where we can like min-max every fight so much. Like, yep, if I do 4 jumps and 2 thunderbolts, that will exactly take out this fight, you know. So it's pretty cool.
It is quite nice. Like, as soon as I got this game, like, I got right to work on making a damage calculator. Like, that was the first thing that I wanted to figure out about SMRPG Remake. I started working on that before I even beat the game.
As 1 star down for Void, 6 to go. Like I said, here's the thing. 2 hours and 40 minutes for an RPG, that is incredibly fast. This game moves so well. The pacing is so good.
It does, and one of the things that really helps this game is that they changed how the text works, in that in the original game you had to wait for the text to complete showing on the screen before you could advance a text box. Here you just press a button and it automatically advances the text to show completely instead of like rendering character by character, so you can save a lot of time on mashing through text. Or turboing if you're a turbo player.
I do. It is cut off for me right here, but I'll go ahead. Let me see. Can I get like a full name real quick? I'll go. Yeah, I've got a $50 donation here from Such Cool Brandon that says Heck Ramby. So Void, when I'll leave it up to you whenever you want to. You can spin the wheel and have a.
All right, sounds good. I'll have time after below match.
Best of luck. Yeah.
Also, thank you, Bran, for hacking Ramby.
That officially puts us over $1,300 raised for JDRF gamers already in just a couple hours of streaming. Wonderful things. Let's keep it going, keep it going. And now we go into Below Me.
Below Me, yeah.
Yeah, it took me a while to realize what that pun meant. As a child, I had no shot.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't worry about it. It's fine. So going in again, like Void basically will have exact damage if he perfectly times all of these. So you can tell if it's a full timing if you have the little like almost explosion that happens underneath that hot red number. That's how you can tell Void is perfect timing them. If he even half times it, the number will still be red and the chain will keep going, but he's not getting that optimal damage like you saw there with
Yeah, that was a half time.
as I tried to talk over him.
Oh, miss. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to like do an extra Thunderbolt with Mallow, but that's completely fine. I got good RNG actually on this fight, so the balloon fight is actually really scripted, despite the fact that, you know, there's RNG in almost every other fight in this game. On turn 2, he can do Sleep Sauce on any character, and if he puts a character to sleep, that's pretty bad. Well, bad as in, like, you lose quite a bit of time, but you're still not really at risk of dying.
Yeah, and the nice thing is that, like, sometimes, I remember this was the case in the original game, if the Scarecrow attack missed on Mario, that's bad, because, like, if you're a Scarecrow, you can't be put to sleep, because, this game has something called status priority, which is, like, whichever, status effect has, like, a higher bit is the one that stays if someone tries to cast an extra status on you. So if you weren't turned into a Scarecrow, he was at risk of being put to sleep, but if you're a Scarecrow, you can still use jump attacks, which is the only thing he needs to do. I don't think that actually matters as much in the remake, though. Am I correct?
Okay, what do we got here?
Yeah, I was like, I don't feel like anyone's. Oh, what'd he get?
Stinky Socks question mark?
Oh, it's either a stinky sock or it's or Tutti
Yeah.
Frutti.
We need to sing the song in a bit, though.
Oh yeah.
So Midas River, you actually want a certain amount of coins for that first section, the waterfall section. You want exactly 10, and if you get exactly 10, then the screen after this, the river section with the barrels, is just exactly the same. So makes it pretty autopilot. So you want exactly 60 so that you can save a text box and save a text box on the toad at the end that gives you the frog coin and the Koopa shell. But other than that, like, it's really not a big time loss if you get an extra coin or whatever.
Yeah, especially in this game where you can just, like, mash through a dialogue in, like, milliseconds.
I'm assuming, do you use the buffer, the hold down tech?
Yes.
You do, yeah. Yeah, if you buffer just holding down, that should set you up to always say no to all the little tutorials right there. But yeah, he grabs that first row of coins and then gets bonked down to the bottom. Even though you're going to get less coins, this will set you up for 60. And this is probably a commonly misconceived thing. You think like, oh, well, don't you want the extra coins? These are not actual coins for your inventory. These are just for this minigame. So anything under 60 does literally nothing for you. Anything over 60 does literally nothing for you. You just want the one frog coin for getting 60. And this is all in the interest of having 22 frog coins, I believe it is, so you can get the EXP booster in Seaside Town. So you can make Mallow a god.
Yes.
Okay. Oh man, I love another great Super Nintendo video game speedrunner, in particular Tokyo 90. Also one of the top runners in this game. Ran it a lot, and he had some good jingles when he was going down that river, man.
I bet he did.
Yeah, shouts to Tokyo 90. My man.
My man.
I heard that guy's a gamer.
He is a gamer, yeah.
Pretty good, pretty good.
Okay, so which one is the Tutti Frutti one? I guess it's like indicated on the wheel.
Yeah, it's like brown and polka dotted-ish. Oh no. Oh no.
I'm looking for it. Well, I just want to make sure that I eat the right one, you know?
Yeah, you want to give the people what they spun
Yeah,
for.
exactly.
So I thought it was funny earlier, Spike, when you compared the Kira Cola to the Mega Elixir, because like in the original game, there actually is an item called Mega Elixir.
Oh, there
Yeah,
is? What does it do?
It heals. I don't remember the exact number. I think it's something like it's either 160 or 180 HP for the whole team. It's like it's one of the juice bar items where you can get Froggy Drink, Elixir, Mega Elixir, or Kira Colas.
Oh, okay.
I think it's this one.
Best of luck. Yeah, that's right. That's the one.
I won lottery.
Yay, Tutti Frutti. That one was actually pretty good. I had a Tutti Frutti earlier.
Yeah, it's nice.
So keep them coming in, gamers. Any $25 or more donation, and we will make Void eat another bean. Void was one of the poor souls that agreed to do this, along with myself, Andy, and Kelsey tomorrow.
So I've actually wanted to like do this for like a previous charity stream that I did, and I just was not able to acquire some in time. So I was just like, all right, maybe at a later opportunity. So when Nukes pitched the idea to me, I was like, bet.
During the well, I was gonna say a GDQ run.
Oh, here's another new addition to this game that we haven't talked about yet. So you can actually go to world map from the main menu, and you can actually also warp to other locations from once again the main menu. It's a different menu, but I was able to do that when I went back to Mushroom Kingdom after beating Croco.
Yeah, it just cuts out any extra movement as long as you have like performed the flags the game needs to see. So right there, you have to exhaust all of Frog Fuchsia's or Frog Sage's, dialogue, and then Rose Way is open to you. So then you can just exit right to it and be on your merry way. It's really good for any percent. It is absolutely cracked for low level. Anybody who's watched those runs, you fly all over the map doing that run. So it's really nice being able to just warp to places, and if nothing else, just exit to the
like it
map.
actually makes low level a fun category. Like nothing was more annoying to me when I ran low level on SNES than having to go through factory like 5 times.
Yes.
Skill issue.
Yeah, and even it'll give you like small checkpoints in like the middle of some of the longer levels, in particular factory. You can just start at the inner factory, and damn, that's nice.
Yeah, I had to mod that into the original game myself. It was not easy.
Oh, you modded. Oh, that's cool.
I haven't released it for randomizer yet, but it's going to be like a feature that you can turn on in the next release, which I'm going to be getting back to work on in the summer.
Let's go. I will take any SMRPG content. I've said that for SNES. I've said that for SNES Mania. I'm like, oh, I'm doing them in US release order. So I'm like, dude, I can't wait for SMRPG in like 3 years when I play it. One of the last great games. I've decided this is maybe my favorite Super Nintendo game. I think I'm just gonna end on this one because it's so good.
Hey, you know what? It'll be worth the wait.
It will. Oh my gosh. We get to end on the D.
Hell yeah.
Magical. And you can even see Void doing stuff like this where he's already in Rosetown, but by warping to it, it puts you to the front. And you can see that load time so fast. He probably saved at least 5, probably close to 10 seconds of movement right there.
Yeah, so when we were routing back into the route, the pickups from Rosetown, because I think a while ago, we just decided to like skip all of them and just go straight into this cutscene and just do more Wiggler jumps. Because like the Wiggler jumps would give you both frog coins and actual coins, and the actual coins would be really useful since the money route is so tight. But then like routing in Rosetown and like grabbing the pickups, like in which order was more optimal using that functionality was actually pretty interesting and like needed like more work than you think.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of brain power was given to this Rosetown optimizing.
Yeah, I'm scrolling down in the notes so I can chill out. What do we do now? Like 4 frog or jumps?
You do 4 Wiggler jumps, yeah.
Wiggler jumps,
yeah, 4 of them, and like you can actually end up you can actually go to Pipe Vault instead of doing the Wiggler jumps, and it's a little slower, but it's also much safer because you can die on wigglers if you can't run away after getting into an encounter, or like you can just get like locked by the mushrooms because they just keep using Spore Assist and turning you into mushrooms, and you can't do anything until like until the effect runs out. And like if they just like keep chaining that attack like turn after turn, then you just are never able to run out.
Who else cried when they saw this for the first time? Like, am I the only one?
Oh, so good. They knew the big moments that they had to dedicate a cutscene to.
Yeah, actually, so like they give a cutscene to every character that's about to join your party. Like this is the Geno cutscene, the Mallow cutscene. That was because Mallow joined your party, and you get a cutscene right before Bowser joins and right before Peach joins.
Oh, I never put that together. Yeah,
but yeah, this cutscene is super good. Another fun fact, actually. So, when I was playing and speedrunning this game on my channel, I've had people like actually roll in and be like, "Wow, there's an RPG in 2024. They released an RPG in 2024 where you can't skip cutscenes." And I'm like, "Why would you want to skip that cutscene? Like, stay mad."
Yeah, honestly.
Just look at Geno. He's such a perfect little dork. I love how in the original game, like, he bonks his head on the staircase. He turns to look at the camera like, yeah, I think I got this good. I got this covered. He just walks out the door.
Dude, I love that menuing. That's so good. That was good menuing, bud. Hell yeah. All right, let's do some Wiggler jumps.
Let's do some Wiggler jumps,
So Wigglers have 4 different patterns they can give you, 2 where they cross over to the left and 2 to the right. So Void just has to react to how it wiggles around. And he's got to get 10 bounces in a row before it goes in. You actually, a common misconception, you could technically land and then keep going. As long as you get 10 bounces off on a Wiggler before they go back into the stump, then that'll give you a frog coin. So that's already 2. Now here, working on the 3rd one.
Void is making this look easy, but this is way harder in the remake than it is in the original game. Way harder.
Shouts to Unity.
Shouts to Unity. All right, perfect Wigglers. Nice.
Yo, perfect wigs. Let's go.
Good job.
I grabbed this mushrooms. Yeah, very minor detour right there. The mushroom is going to be useful for a backup strat on Yarodovic. In the small chance that I don't get a mushroom drop from some enemies during this run.
I like how the coin route is so tight that you have to do that instead of spending 3 coins on a mushroom in the start of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember like I was like, are we over routing coins? Are we overstressed about this? And like, no. I remember doing a bunch of runs going through like the newer route stuff months ago. I mean like, oh no, I am 3 coins short because like, I didn't do like the minecart section optimally and whatnot. I'm like, wow, this is incredible how
yeah minecart coins end up being pretty relevant.
I actually can't hear the game right now, but I'm doot-dooting in my head right now.
This song is one of the best remakes in my opinion.
It's very good.
Yeah.
They changed the forest layout a bit here too. Instead of having the save box and the red essence before the maze area, they put that after, which is it's nice. It's forgiving.
Yeah.
Because if you game over on Bowyer, then you got to go through the maze again.
Yeah, I think that's a really good change.
Although, like, when I came into this room and I was looking for the red essence chest, like, I dang near, like, lost it.
Same! I was like, where's the red essence? And at first I was like, where's the save box? And then I was like, where's the red essence? And I put 2 and 2 together at some point. I was like, okay, maybe the save box is later and the red essence is going to be in that same room, and sure enough.
Yeah. It's one of the very, very few instances of that sort of thing in the whole game. Of them being like, all right, we're going to make a artistic choice here. We're going to move this save box. Because for the most part, they have left stuff as it is.
So, something cool that we're going to see in this fight, we're going to be seeing both the introduction of triple attacks, as well as we're going to see a toad assist for the first time. So something that I didn't explain at the start of the game, because it wasn't relevant until now, is that after, as you attack enemies in the game, not only do you build up your chain, but you also build up a gauge. When that gauge hits 100, you can do a special move. When you only have less than 3 people in your team, or in this fight before you learn how to do a triple attack, that does a toad assist. And a toad assist brings a treasure chest onto the field that Mario hits, and it can do. It looks like a roulette. It looks like a roulette, but it follows a very explicit pattern that you can use to time, and you want to hit a very specific item in that chest roulette that will give an attack boost to the team. And you can only do that when your gauge gets up to 100. After you have 3 people in your team and you learn how to do triple attacks, I think that to do, like, you have the option to do toad assist, but you almost would never want to do that.
Yeah, the triple attacks are just too powerful. And considering, like v0oid was saying, you can swap characters in.
Nice.
I want to be quiet there. Make sure you get that flower essence.
Yeah, you can time getting that flower essence, but also, like, if you're just learning the speed run, and what you can actually do is press the home menu on your Switch and buffer it. So that way, it's like when you see it coming, like, you want to be absolutely sure, you can just, like, press the home menu button, start mashing, and resume your game, and you'll get it. But it's faster to not have to do that.
I forget, is it a 1.5 times damage boost you get right there?
Correct.
Yeah.
It's the same as an Energizer, so, like, us, like, being able to figure out that Flower Essence can boost Geno, like, we're able to remove the entirety of the Tadpole Pond shopping sequence and save several frog coins in the process.
Yes, it's very nice. That is a free Energizer because Geno is your main powerhouse in this fight. As soon as he joins your party, he has an attack stat that's, like, comparable to Mallow's and, well, a magic stat, I mean. And he's just dealing so much damage. He's doing 108 there. If you time Geno Beam perfectly with an Energizer, that gives you 90. But because of the chain boost that Mallow is giving him, he's doing 108 instead.
Yeah, again, it's so cool, the chain bonuses and everything, and utilizing the triple moves and whatnot, like how much it buffs all this. Also, another thing that's weird about this fight, you might wonder, well, should v0oid be doing something with Mario and Mallow? First of all, both of them are very, like, under-leveled for this segment, and you could work in, like, some, like, v0oid, I remember you tried to come up with a strat where the others would do stuff, like Mario would do some attacks here and there, you would do some jumps. By only attacking with Geno, you're actually somewhat manipulating the RNG effectively of this fight to where he's very inactive. He'll just, like, every other turn, he'll lock a different switch, which we're also manipulating to always be the item button. And then only every other turn, he'll do any sort of attack. And he'll basically never do static E to you, which is, again, one of those area of effect attacks that you can't block. So overall, for consistency, for how the fight works, it's better to just attack with Geno there.
Yeah, it's really nice because not only is Geno strong enough to hold his own, but if you only use one Y attack every other turn, Bowyer's AI works on counting what he's been targeted by over the last 2 turns, and so it's like A attacks give a certain amount of points, Y attacks give a certain amount of points, and if his counter reaches a certain threshold, he'll lock whatever button corresponds to what he assumes you've only been doing the last 2 turns. So if you only use one Y attack every other turn and do nothing else, he assumes you've been using items because those give 0 points. So he locks the item button. And when he locks the item button, he doesn't issue an extra attack in the same turn, but if he locks Y or A, he locks a button, and then he also attacks you on top of that. So it's just like a triple whammy of good things that happen if you only attack with Geno.
Mm-hmm. With that, we have got our second star. Do you want to remind everyone, this is T1.Done. Awesome charity speedrunning event going on over on my channel here on twitch.tv/spikevegeta. I probably didn't need to plug the Spike Vegeta part because you're here, but you get that. We're currently going through our 3rd run of the event. Over this 2-day event, we got v0oid doing Super Mario RPG Remake. Want to remind you guys, we're trying to raise $10,000 this weekend. We've already raised over $1,300. Any minimum of at least a $25 donation will force v0oid to have to eat a dreaded bean from the Bean Boozled box. He's already had some Tutti Frutti. I want to see this man have to suffer. I want to see him have to eat something nasty. The liver and onion, that was the worst. I don't know how that's the worst, but it was awful. So let's go. Toothpaste is fine because they're like, toothpaste goes in my mouth all the time. But when it goes down the gullet, it's awful. So, yeah, I'm just saying. So keep those donations coming in, guys. Let's make it happen.
So
yeah, feed me beans, gamers.
Void just bought a bunch of work pants there. Work pants are important because out of all of the items that you can purchase in a shop in this game, they're the only ones that increase your attack power and your speed. So they're like kind of goated. The only other armor that like also increases your attack is a super suit, and you can only get one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, I did not know about the speed thing until I learned the remake speedrun. Like, oh, they're just like all around good. Like, they're fine defensively. You really, I think, even casually shouldn't think about changing the armor until you get like kind of late game. If you really want to up your defense, because yeah, getting the attack and the speed buff is pretty cool.
They're very good, yeah.
This is like one of my favorite parts of this game. Like, why, like, Mario just sees a trampoline in a low ceiling mine shaft and is just like, yeah, I'll jump on that.
Well.
Why not, Coconut?
Like, why did the game like forces you to do this to progress a story, and that is just like so incredibly funny to me.
It's like extra funny to me because you think from like a game design standpoint, they're like, listen, we got these idiots on lockdown. They see a trampoline, they're gonna jump on it.
Yeah.
Like there's no chance. Everybody, when you walk in, the first thing, oh, a trampoline, bam, ah! You don't know what it's gonna do to you. So they play on that.
Croco over there playing 4D chess, like he knows how Mario thinks. Like Mario has this primal urge to bounce on every trampoline he sees.
Later in the game, there's like a guy in Nimbus land who offers you a castle key that helps you rescue Mallow's parents, and he asks you if you want it, and you have the option to say no. And if you say no, like, Mallow gets like very fed up with Mario's crap, but I kind of wish it in that circumstance they had said, you'll have to forgive him. He jumped on a trampoline in a mine shaft. Like, he's a little... He kind of says that, but he doesn't say that specifically.
So here for Croco, we're going to be jumping with Mario and attacking with the others with those new weapons we just got, the finger shot and the symbols. You're going to be jumping with Mario because Croco's actually got a pretty good evasion stat on him. So yeah, it's very common to miss attacks on him. Maybe I'm jinxing it. We haven't had a miss yet. So the jump can't miss. So you're just going to fit that in while also, like Pidge was saying at the beginning of the run, powering up that jump stat the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Jumping with Mario on this fight like serves two purposes, so it's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's right. I totally forgot to mention that like special attacks don't miss unless like they're status casters.
Good fights.
Yeah, perfect fight. Let's go. Yeah, I think you technically go 4.1 turns there. And that puts you at 88%, which is good because this is going to be the next part. As you can see with that chain bonus, if you're able to keep the chain up, what that also allows you to do is build back up, effectively like a Chrono Trigger style triple tech, even faster. Because if Mario's in the party, every increment of 10 chain, you get a 10% additional boost on top of that to that meter. So that's important because we want to, probably it's going to happen on turn 2 of Punchinello. I don't know if you do it on 2 or 3, but you can use Star Riders.
Yeah,
again.
turn 2.
And Pidge, turn 3.
Turn 2.
Yeah. So, turn 2. I made up a number in my head. This is actually somewhat difficult movement, trying to get all of these bombs right here, because they do move around randomly, and you want, like, all of them.
Ooh, that's so close.
Ooh, the cheeky little coin. And the step back. Let's go.
So actually, yeah, the money route is so tight that you want 1 coin from that chest. And I called that chest the Ligma chest for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
We used to grab all the coins from this chest, but like as soon as we realized that you don't need the coins anymore, we were like, oh, thank God.
I caught him. Yeah, because there's a fireball that likes to just spawn on top of you, and you have to hit that box otherwise 15 times. It's awful. So now we're going to be switching over and using attacks with Mario. You see, doing pretty good damage. Got a nice chain going on right there. And you see, on turn 2 here, instead of using the relative lowest powered attack from Mallow, we're instead just going to use Star Riders, which, Pidge, I want you to go ahead and describe to us a little bit of what the damage calculation, what decides the damage of like a Star Riders?
Oh, it's actually pretty complicated because
Yeah.
the damage formula is different for each different kind of triple attack, and I believe that there's 4 of them that deal damage, and there's 2 that are kind of like support. So Star Riders, you know, I'm actually forgetting what each of them does off the top of my head because I got like reverse engineering those was a Herculean effort. Generally, the way that they work, like at their core, is it's effectively like calculating a perfectly timed attack for each character, damage rolls included, like your. So say it'll calculate like Mario doing a fully timed punch on Punchinello, including the fact that his glove has damage rolls. Mallow doing a symbols attack, same thing. Geno doing a finger shot, and then it'll sum those 3 together and do some extra calculations on top of that, such as, is the enemy feared, or is someone on your team feared, or is someone on your team Geno boost?
Yeah.
It actually doesn't matter who on your team has a Geno boost. Like, it's just a multiplier that counts up how many people have Geno boost and then adds that on top of your summed up attack. And then there's like additional multipliers on top of that depend on the attack. Like I think Star Riders, I think like the one with Peach and Bowser is like 1.6. Clown Car Barrage is like 1.5, but there's also an elemental player on top of it. Like, it's complicated.
Yeah, it's a lot. And
so
I
the long
believe
story short is that, yeah, like you said, it's a lot.
And I believe it's 2 of them. It's going to be Clown Car Barrage that we're going to have with Mario, Mallow, and Bowser, and Star Riders. I believe are the only 2 that you use in any percent. Is that still the truth?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. It's funny because in low level, you use the other ones. You use the Peach and Geno one that give you the barrier. You use the Mario, Geno, and Bowser one. I like that different things get highlighted in other categories. Like we talked about, Peach doesn't get used a ton in any percent. She's still great in low level. She gets
I was actually really impressed at how much usage we were getting out of Spare Us All, which is the name of what is it?
Yes.
Mario, Peach, and Geno's triple move. Yeah. I was really impressed. That's very awesome.
Best luck on the Minecarts. I do want to give a quick shouts. Metis Fatum with another $25 donation says Bean Daddy, and 8-Bit Torrent with a $25 donation.
Two beans?
That is a 2-pack. That's 2 beans. So whenever you want to fit those in,
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Ooh, the reroute all of a sudden. We're cutting a mushroom.
Oh yeah, that's all new to you. So yeah, just some mushroom removing and better usage of them throughout the segment. Oh, nice.
Yeah,
The minecart minigame is interesting because collecting the coins is actually super important. It is in the original game too, but in this game, the coin route is so tight that you want to hold on to as many as you can. In the third screen, you're gonna see a shortcut that's what everyone tried to do in the original game and finally works now.
Dude, that was such a cool Easter egg. That's so cool for speedrunning. It cuts all of the bad part of the
it gets the whole
section.
redesign of the third screen, which is pretty good. It saves 25 seconds. There you go. I got it.
Here we go. Here's the big moment. Let's go!
Look at that.
Huge.
Look at that. That thing that everyone tried to do in the OG game, and they knew it. They put it in this game.
It's this was the perfect kind of little remake. They were we're gonna stay very faithful, but they knew where to take their shots.
Oh yeah.
That's right. I think a lot of that owes to the fact that one of the most instrumental people to the original the development of the original game, Taro Kudo, he also supervised the remake. So I think I don't have confirmation on this yet, but I have a feeling that he was probably part of the reason why this game is so faithful and just goes for so many things that are callbacks to what you remember from the original game.
Void, no stranger to going fast in minecarts in his speedruns.
Yeah, right now I'm trying to go fast in the DKC minecart, and it's tough. Okay, so this one is gonna be birthday cake or dirty dishwasher.
Oh, oh no.
Spike's already feeling sorry for me.
Oh no, dude. The birthday cake's pretty good. That's actually one of the better tasting good ones, in my opinion. But the alternative. I also want to give a reminder as Void is making his way through 3 stars down, 4 to go here. I also want to remind everyone that we have actually got an auction going on. If you want to read more details about it, ! Auction in the chat to read up on the whole thing. You can win a 1-hour date with me. We can get into a call. I've learned a lot of speedruns and stuff over the years. Speedruns, randomizers. I can teach you anything you want from any of the speed games and whatnot. Hey, if you just want to watch like an episode of Lost, it's really up to you, baby. You color your coloring book. Whatever you want to do for an hour, we will make it happen. Make sure to get those auctions in. Put an ! Auction to see all of the details during this awesome event.
I did not win Lotto this time.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's so bad.
It was pretty cringe.
You know what's... it's... You don't... Because I'm assuming, is this the first time you've ever done v0oid?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. You think like, oh, it's not gonna... It's like for TV. Like, it's not gonna be that bad. No, they are awful. The bad ones are so bad, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty cringe. It's pretty bad. And you swear, like, if you eat enough of them, you're like, I've had like 6 bad ones in a row. There's only like 10 good ones in the whole box.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I swear that's how it is. At least that's what my brain.
Oh yeah, that's your headcanon. I understand completely.
Yeah. And now we get Bowser into the party.
Bowser, the best character in this game.
He's baller shot caller. I think his stat increase is Spadef.
That's Peach's. Bowser's is physical def.
Physical def, that's right.
Okay, this time we got berry blue or toothpaste.
Okay. I only ever had toothpaste, so I don't know what the berry blue tastes like.
It tastes pretty good.
Okay, then you must have got actually berry blue. Because like I said, like toothpaste goes into your mouth and you're like, oh, well, okay. I mean, like you put, I hope we all put toothpaste in our mouth every day. You know, you're like, okay, whatever. But then like it starts to go down the throat. You're like, wait, this is not supposed to interact with each other, man. What's the reason for sort of buffering all those mushrooms on the last minecart jump? Oh, for going up the last section, for just going up the thing. It's just faster.
It's a little faster.
I know that's the boring speedrun answer, but yeah. It's very routed out, particularly about where you're going to use your mushrooms all over the place to save yourself frames or even full seconds all over the place.
I'm 2-1 so far,
25
Nukes.
seconds for one of them.
I just want to interject that Booster is the best character in the game.
Yo, Booster, my dude.
He's still the best.
I had never heard the lore, like people having a theory that he was supposed to be like a Wario-like character. I never really thought about that until the remake. I was like, I guess he's got the same like Wario type face. But nah,
so,
dude.
from what I've heard from one of the game's developers, the resemblance to Wario is actually just a coincidence.
I believe.
Yeah, they were meant to be 2 different characters, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, in some of the early concept art, Wario was actually like pitched as a character, and one of the developers made like a Three Musketeers theme idea for Mario in an RPG, and he had like Wario in like swashbuckler garb, and it was pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
I want to make that like as a fan game.
That'd be dope.
Get the zoom shoes right here. That's, believe it or not, that ups the speed of a character. It's got like 1 or 2 usages in any percent at this point.
So you can actually avoid this encounter, but it's really hard and kind of RNG dependent because it depends on what the second chomp in that room does. So I just always take the encounter and hope that I can run away quickly from it.
Yeah. Generally, runaways in this game, I think, are just buffed in this game compared to the original, where the original felt like it was closer to like a 50-50. Here it feels almost more like 70-30 if you run away or not. But I don't personally have stats to back that up.
Yeah, I wonder what the odds are in Remake, because it definitely does feel easier to run away from enemies.
It's 60% in normal and 70% in breezy.
Oh.
Okay, man.
Well, thank you, Gamer Pidge. But right there, I grabbed the goodie bag. The goodie bag sells for 555 coins, so pretty good.
Dude, one of, I think, the nicer changes they made to this, there's a lot of little quality of lives that I think even hardcore SMRPG lovers would say, that's nice. I'm glad there's no coin cap. Or like the coin cap is like, I'm sure like $99.99. Whereas when it was $9.99 in the original, you had to like in like the seaside town bomb routing, you had to like sell a very specific set of stuff, then buy some bombs, then sell different, then buy some bombs. Yeah, it's not just like you can just sell all the stuff and then buy all the stuff.
Yeah, but now you have a bigger coin cap, but nothing to sell.
Yes, this is true. Yeah, now the problem is, like you say, like FP was like a little tighter in the original just because you didn't have a smorgasbord of tabs and jars to throw.
Yeah, it's ironic, isn't it?
Yeah, just a different thing got harder.
Oh no, I failed the curtain minigame. Oh, I was not paying attention. My bad.
Oh, no.
Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah, I
dude.
have not seen this before. That's right. I haven't seen
Oh, this is new to you? Oh, my dude.
I knew you all did this, but I forgot. So, yeah, it was, I forgot who it was in the breezy part of the community who was like, yeah, you should just fail this. This minigame is
I think it was Phantom, so shout outs to Phantom. So they basically timed fighting Booster to be faster, and we're like, okay, but like, do we actually need Booster's Charm, which is the item that he gives you after you complete the curtain minigame successfully? And no, you don't. I mean, it makes like one fight later on kind of RNG dependent to like save a turn or not, but like, yeah, just like fighting Booster is just so much faster.
Yeah, because like Booster's Charm, which is called the Amulet in the original game, like that is a really, really important item in the OG speedrun. But here, because there are so many other factors that are increasing your magic output, you don't really need it as much. So it's like, why you don't even have to do the minigame, you can just fail and fight Booster, which breaks my heart, but
yeah.
you can do it. It's like a cool strategy because you bring Bowser in, his starting spell is Terrorize, which casts Fear, and this game is full of bosses that are just like susceptible to random statuses, and Booster is one that can be feared.
Yeah. Two others that are susceptible to it are these two, Knife Guy and Great Guy. And I believe they take 50% increased damage, and their damage output is cut in half, something like that. I forget what it is. I forget the exact numbers, but either way, they deal less damage and they take more damage. Also nice, you didn't get 1 or 10%.
Yep, I didn't get owned.
Oh, fireball right there, because Knife Guy is actually weak to fire.
Okay, I'm actually gonna wake Mario up here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's good about having those two cleansing juices very early on in the run.
Yeah, so Great Guy is annoying because, yeah, you can put characters to sleep, and you can also use Echo Finder, and Echo Finder afflicts Mute, which prevents you from using spells. And Mario is the only one that needs to use spells in this fight, but it's still annoying when you get Echo Finder on him, because even if you full block Echo Finder, you cannot, like, avoid getting hit by muting status effect.
It's so dumb.
I lost chain here.
Also,
I don't know if it's gonna
blocking
matter
Echo
for
Finder is
buns.
awful.
We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, let me scroll down in this. I'm trying to see, because I know, like, low level, you actually have to, like, sandbag some damage, actually, when that happens. But I don't imagine it's best out here.
Oh no, you know what? Because the two guys are gonna attack first, so that's gonna put me back on chain properly.
Yeah, that'll give you 4 chain, and then after your first attack, you get back to 5. Because again, I believe it's a 10, 15, and 25% increase, I believe, are the numbers for when you have 2, 3, or 5 chain going. A common thing that people bring up is, oh, that sucks you don't get more of a boost for like bigger chains. I'm like, dude, that's something you think that would be awful. It's like, no, you got to keep an 80 chain going or this strat doesn't work. So if you drop chain ever, your run's dead.
Yeah, that's far from the case. Like, it was
fast.
believed to be like that. Like, you know, you need to keep chain as much as possible throughout the run, but like, it's not as damaging as it seems to drop chain. Like, there are some fights where it will be crucial to not drop chain, but it's like for the most part, it's not that bad. Like like I mentioned earlier, the run is pretty forgiving while still being like really interesting and fun.
Yeah, it's like how in the original game, like, there's fights where in a speedrun, like, you really, really, really don't want to miss any time hits, but, like, most of the time you can get away with it.
Boy, doing a good job here on Booster Hill. I know the dot, like, this has changed so many times over the last 6 months since this game came out. Like, there were points where you could just take a bathroom break here if you wanted. Like, if you had to piss, that was okay, because you really didn't, like, that's how much extra FP. But eventually it got down to where it was like, nah, optimally, you want to do a certain amount well here so you can use X amount of spells and whatnot. A lot of that changed once the Smithy fight changed, the final fight of the run, actually. So, I don't look at the route here, you want to at least get 3, but, like, you could even get all the way up to, like, 14. That's cracked.
I've actually never gotten 14. I'm trying really hard to get 14 every single time I attempt this minigame, but like, yeah.
It's hard.
I always end up at 13, sadly. And yeah, like the backups are actually pretty fast, like all of them, so it's really not that bad if you just get owned repeatedly on this minigame, which kind of happened to me right there. I still got 11, which is pretty good. Hey, if you said 11 in the chat room, congratulations, you win absolutely nothing. Thanks for playing.
Is that like the new max? Is 14 like the new 16?
I want to say so, yeah, but
Yeah, I feel like it is a little... I don't think it's a lot harder than the original, but I think it's a little harder. I feel like they just don't give you as many instances to really get up there.
I think it's pretty hard with the red barrels.
Yeah.
Yes, which come at you a lot faster. Also want to give a shout out to Solo Packs for the $10 donation. Appreciate you so much. Pushed us to $1,365 raised for our T1.Done event for JDRF. Nice. Ooh, first try door. Got Bowser coming up. Is this man cracked?
How does he do it?
How does he do it? Welcome to one of the worst parts of a SMRPG low-level run, where if you fail this 50-50, you want to cry.
To be fair, like this is like the first boss fight in the run where I'm like at risk of dying.
Oh yeah. For a lot of people, like SMRPG, like casually is a very, like it was my first RPG as a kid. It is very like easygoing, lets you, you know, just teach you how RPGs work. It's not like overly complex in all of its numbers and everything. You know, if you're able to like, even like mostly block a lot of things, like you get through the game without too much of a problem. And then you hit this freaking cake and it just dunks on your day, dude. This cake sucks. I remember talking to Lack Attack about it years ago, another great speedrunner, former world record holder for any percent of the original here. And he was like, I must have like went and just grinded to level 10 to beat this cake. This cake does not care. And honestly, the cake's not much easier in here. If the cake wants to just spam Darude, Sandstorm, and all these other AoEs all over and over and over again, it can just do it. Which is fun.
Yep. And it's actually because of this that we're going to be fighting the cake in a very specific manner using what I mentioned earlier, revolving door. So this is the point in the run where we have enough party members where we can swap in and out characters in the middle of a battle. And the way revolving door works is it's in combination with chain boosting. So Geno boosts your speed. So if you have one of your party members that is slower than the enemy, and you bring the Geno back in, or you bring them in when Geno is out, it will make them faster than the enemy, and you can end up like delaying actions as a result. Probably explained it like in a pretty jank manner, but
It's a pretty jank tech.
yeah, it is kind of jank in a way, yeah.
In the like simplest, if you're like, a lot of this is going over my head. The biggest thing is effectively just you get extra actions. Is you're gonna think like, oh, you only get your 3 actions, then you go. By manipulating speed values of characters that you're swapping in and out, you can just get 4, even 5 actions in a turn before they get to go. Which anyone who's familiar with Bunt, especially on phase 2, which we'll get to here pretty soon, it actually doesn't have an HP value we're trying to deplete. It's gonna have the 5 candles on its head. It dies after every hit that you deal puts out one of the candles. When it drops to 0 and then you hit it again, it goes away. The awkward thing about that is when it starts getting actions, it will relight those candles. So you're like, it's this constant ebb and flow, this tug of war with Bunt the whole time. But by just cheating and giving yourself extra actions, you can get ahead of the curve and knock it out in 2 turns, ideally.
Also, Mallow is used as a meat shield on this fight.
Yes.
Oh, that was lucky.
The block, because it tried to target Mario, who obviously has a red essence.
Yep.
Red essence, basically, that character is invincible for 3 turns, including status effects. Ooh, and that was a nice lucky miss on Bowser.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, because that can inflict, as you can see on Mallow down there, the fear status.
So yeah, right there, I'm bringing Geno back in, and now Bowser can attack before Bunt takes his next action. So this turn, I've had 4 actions.
Hell yeah.
Good miss on Geno.
Yep, so Bowser's going to be slightly nerfed, but Mario's still going to have that jump, which you can see Raspberry is weak to. They can keep the damage going and going. They should be able to take him out here on this
That was a
turn.
good fight.
Yeah, that was a very good fight.
But yeah, so like the upside of using revolving door, as you saw, like when on the turn I got 4 actions. Mario still had the red essence active going into the raspberry phase, which is really nice. And Bunt was out of candles, and I was able to dispatch him.
I
So
forgot
like, if you can like clear phase 2 and go into phase 3, and you still have Mario with the red essence. So like if Raspberry decides to like do a revenge sandstorm or whatever, which I think is exactly what he did, in fact. So like you still have Mario that's not going to be affected, and he's going to be able to do a lot of damage to the last phase. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, as good as red essences are that you saw right there on Mario, I believe, like, I don't know, do you pick up the one in Land's End?
We do. That's for Smithy too.
Okay, yeah. So you get one more instance. I do want to point out in that level up screen that Mario leveled up to level 6 and Bowser leveled up to level 9. Just want to point that out. But yeah, I also want to point out with the revolving door, I believe, did Pi and Alan, did they find that for low level and then it got applied to any percent? Or was that found by somebody else in the community?
I want to say it was them, yeah.
It is the thing that it's nice that it helped out with any percent. Low level, it like made Final Smithy possible because they super abuse that in order to get literally 5 actions every turn.
I just want to say how much I love how in character it is for like the remake to come out and for Pi and Alan specifically to jump immediately into the
Yep. They routed low level and they bounced, dude. They were like, all right, that was our project. Yeah. Have fun. It is cool. Like, if you ever wanted to learn this game, any of the categories, breezy, normal, low level, there's all bosses that I see people are running now. Like, this is a very, very friendly run to get into. All the work that the community and all the little subsects of the community have put together are super, super good. It's very learnable all over the place. You even see stuff like the Wiggler jumps earlier, and like, you don't have to do those necessarily. There's a slightly slower route. You can do in like the pipe vault. I would big recommend anybody ever thought these runs look cool, get into it now. Because like right here, Void's sitting here. We've been playing for what, like an hour, 15 minutes or so. Void's already like halfway through the run.
Basically, yeah.
This run flies by.
Yeah, this run is super accessible. Like, don't get intimidated by having to do 100 super jumps on Johnny. Like, everything else about this run is like super easy and forgiving to pick up.
And 100 super jumps is one of those techs that like it looks so hard because like you spent your whole childhood like not being able to get it, but just practice it a bit, watch some tutorials. Like, everyone who really wants to get it, like eventually you'll get it. It just might take a while. But
yeah.
Practice it enough and then you'll just be able to whip it out whenever.
Yeah, I recorded something to help out with RPG Limit Break, where Ice Blue's actually going to be doing this run. Going to be super cool. Void, I think we're going to be joining him on commentary.
Yeah, he's going to be being you.
Yeah, it'd be a good time. Yes, also real quick, Argic, Huds, I'll cut myself off there. Argic raids, or Argic, thank you for the raid. Huds, thank you for the raid, the double raid combo. Coming in. What's up, everybody? I'm spikevegeta. We're over here on twitch.tv/spikevegeta. And we are putting on an event, T1.Done, benefiting JDRF. We are raising money for an absolutely amazing cause going on all this weekend. We're on our third run of the event. Void is showing off his skills in Super Mario RPG Remake. This run has been super, super good so far. And we have raised close to $1,400 already for JDRF. If you would like to donate as well, if you've got a little bit to throw around, even if it's everybody likes to throw down the big, the $200, the $50, the $100 here and there, you got $1, you got $5, we would absolutely appreciate that. We're trying to reach $10,000 this weekend. That'd be super, super cool. And yeah, it's all going towards an amazing cause. If you donate at least $25, you can make Void potentially have to eat something quite devilish out of this box of Bean Boozled during the run, these jelly beans. He's had a couple of good ones, but he's also had like dish soap or something. It was awful. So let's spin the wheel, see what happens. It'll be a good time.
Dude, I love Peach here. She's like, hi, she just jumps out her window.
What's
like,
up? I love Mallow's face. Mallow's got like, the absolute curl face. This game maintained the absolute adorableness of its graphics and like the isometric style and everything. It's so good. But yeah, no, we were talking about it also before, and I just want to talk to the raid there real quick. You talk about super jumps where like, oh, there's no way I could ever learn super jumps. Super jumps are absolutely, they're hard, but you can conquer them. I don't consider myself an amazing gamer, and I was eventually able to do them after what for me was definitely hours of practice. At first, you're going to feel like I can't ever get to 50, but then slowly you find your visual cue. You're able to do it. You can like just blur everything out. And, Pidge, you were saying right there, sure, you are obviously an expert at doing them in the original, but they're different here.
They are. I'm also somebody who, if you've ever watched me try to play a video game that's not Mario RPG, it's a struggle. It's an exercise in futility. I am not generally great at video games. I can do 100 super jumps. I could almost do 100 with my eyes closed even. But that's because like I practiced it for quite a bit. You know, there's tutorial. I made a tutorial video about it out there. There's quite a few of them actually. Like if you like learn the frame data pretty well and find yourself like some kind of cue or placebo that works for you. Everyone has a different one. It all depends on your psychology, which I also did a deep dive about recently. Like you can find something that works for you. It just takes practice because like after you get past in the original game 13 jumps, in this game 15 jumps, and you hit the point where every single jump is a 3-frame window, it always has the same rhythm. Once you get past that point, it's just a matter of not psyching yourself out. It's a matter like it's a mental endurance game, and that's all it is.
And for what it's worth, like I do personally think that super jumps in this game, despite the fact that the frame window is the same, are easier due to the slower rhythm and also the better visual cues.
Yes. There's a lot of visual cues there's a lot of just like timings, not just super jumps in this game, where if you compare them off of, the websites that have been put together of like, oh, the block timing is like nowhere near where you would think the point of contact is in the original. For the most part, I think they kind of normalized them now to where like, yes, it's when hammer hit Mario, you press button, stuff like that. When you hit enemy with thing, that's when you press the button. For the most part, they're normalized around that. So yes, it is still the same frame window. But go ahead, Pitch.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like with super jumps, for some people they find it easier in the remake because like no matter what enemy you're jumping on, you're gonna be landing on top of their head. What's easier about that is that like it's a consistent landing point. What's harder about it is that if you're playing on Switch, you're playing with input lag.
Yes.
You are also dealing with a very flamboyant recoil animation from the enemy you jumped on, which wasn't present in the original game. In the remake, the BPM for super jumps is a lot slower than in the original game. So there's like all these factors that can make it easier for you in one or the other, depending on what you personally find to be a bigger detriment to you and what you don't. And like for the OG game, there are tons of tutorials out there that like break down the frame data. I don't think that tutorials for the remake like go quite that granular, but in the remake, like it's a lot about just like finding something to look at that works for you. For me and Johnny, like there's a background object in the remake that I look at, and I found that got me pretty consistent at landing 100 on him, even though like I'm used to the old timing.
That's really cool. I've never thought about just asking other people. I'm gonna shout out the raid real quick. Yeah, like for me, I look at Mario's shoe as it makes contact with Johnny's eye or his outer eye. I don't know, however you view the lore of what Johnny is. Is he a shark inside a shark? Void, what do you look at on Johnny?
For me, it's a combination of like I'm looking at Mario landing on Johnny, and I'm also listening at the one-up sound coming from the sound of jumping on Johnny itself. Yeah.
Do want to give a shout outs to Andy, this pug boy, bringing in the big raid. Andy's going to be joining us tomorrow. Actually kicking off day 2 of the event with a little link to the past 100% NMG. It's going to be a damn good time. What's up, Raiders? I'm spikevegeta. We're doing this again. We are putting on the event T1.Done benefiting JDRF. If you want to read up all about the info, if you want to donate, ! Donate. If you want to read up on what JDRF is, ! JDRF. Nukes, my wonderful wife, put together this amazing event with so many cool streamers, so many cool friends of ours. Getting to showcase Void right here, doing Super Mario RPG Remake, absolutely killing it so far, and making his way towards the dreaded 100 super jumps on Johnny. It's going to be a really good time. We are also, to make it a little harder for him to focus on those, you can make him have to eat a jelly bean. That could be good, will probably be awful. For at least a $25 donation thrown into the pot, you can make it happen, gamers. Trying to push towards $2,000 and giving away that first of our X-Rocker headsets and towards that $10,000 total goal. And now, it just King Calamari.
So is there a point at this fight in which you want to actually drop your chain? What was that all about?
Yeah, you drop the chain on purpose on this fight because it's actually much slower to do full-time Geno boost than untimed, and you don't need the defense boost.
Interesting, and then yeah. So
and you end up getting chain back from the fights, the bandana reds later on, right on time for optimal chain for Johnny.
That's a clever strat, like just kind of saving little seconds here and there by kind of like subverting what you expect out of the run.
Yep.
Yeah, because you would think it's, you probably, a perfect run would just have a perfect chain, right? You'd go like 200 plus chain. It's actually not, it's cool. You can like bob and weave in little droppings of the chain to save those little bit of like tenths of seconds. Because in the long run, it's not going to cost you an action.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, there's a lot that happened in the last couple minutes. So like before I fought King Calamari, I bought a bunch of fire bombs, and also I bought a fried bomb from that one shop in Seaside Town that you only have access to before beating Johnny, if I recall correctly. And
yes,
yeah, sold all of my items, got enough for 1,700 coins, which is what you want for 8 fire bombs and 1 fried bomb. And then after that, you talk to the Elder, you go upstairs, and you buy the EXP booster that you equip to Mallow. And then the star in C ends up giving Mallow all of that juicy EXP that he also need for learning Shocker on time for Yardovich, which is going to be level 10, and which is also going to be your main source of damage. Alright, was able to dodge the fish. That fish we call the linebacker because he can ruin your day, and he's also, like, really erratic.
Yeah, nicely done. That was a good, like, mid-air read you had on that bottom fish.
Alright, here you're grabbing the safety ring.
The safety ring right there. Yeah, I believe that one, its primary function is just preventing one-hit KO.
It prevents one-hit KOs,
like, yes.
It also reduces elemental damage, and it's just all around a good item. It was even better on SNES. On SNES, I think it made you completely immune to elemental damage, if I recall correctly.
It did. Right now it only does that in Breezy, but it also completely blocks all statuses. On
That's right, I forgot about that, yeah. But it's just like a really cracked item.
It's just really good. You should pick it up.
Yeah, in normal mode on this game, instead of so on Breezy, it still completely nullifies your elemental, and in normal, it reduces elemental damage by 70%. So still really cracked.
For the most part, the level up path things that you're going to see with the characters, Peach, you take HP every time because outside of one usage where her stats don't matter, we're not really worrying about her stats. Mallow, almost every time you want special. Geno and Bowser, almost every time you just want attacks boosts with them, with a couple of HP increases for Geno, just to make sure he survives a couple of key attacks later on in the run. And Mario kind of bounces back and forth, because sometimes you rely on Mario as a physical attacker, and sometimes you want his jumps and his super jumps to just be doing more.
Yep, so like right there, for example, I'm gonna give Mario special at level 8 right before Johnny, because that's gonna give me just enough damage with 100 super jumps to kill the guy.
Let's go in. Best of luck, gamer. Yeah, he's gonna be Geno boosting Mario, and then yeah, going for the 100 super jumps. Let's see if we can get it. Again, after jump 15, this is a 3-frame window.
Yeah.
Make sure to donate.
Donate your money. Yeet!
What a gamer.
Let's go, baby! I was gonna say, it shows you got a lot of confidence, because before that fight, when you're starting out doing this run, you can actually go back a screen to force an autosave. So if Void were to fail doing that, then you technically could reset and do it again. I'm sure you also could just do it later on like Below Me too. But the confidence to just say, nah, dude, I'm going in raw.
Yeah, so one of my practice runs that I did earlier this week, I dropped on Johnny at like 96, and I was like, I'm gonna do it on Belome. And then I was like on gold pace for that split, and I was like, I'm gonna do them on Jagger. So like Jagger is in Monster Town, he's in the dojo, and he's immune to your jumps, so you can just like attempt the 100 super jumps on him as many times as you want, so.
That's like the play for the gold split.
I once dropped jumps on Johnny at 98 in a speedrun that I was getting paid $1,000 to do.
Oh my god!
It was so funny. I was like, I'll get him on below. And then I got him on below, and it was okay. But it made for a funny story.
So right there, I'm using my flower items before Yerovic because the proper strat requires you to have at least 32 flower points. And unfortunately, as long as you don't get at least 14 flowers on Booster Hill, then you have to use some of your flower items there at least.
So we're gonna see the true power of Mallow's magic here. He's already pretty strong, but just watch what Shocker does on this boss that is weak to Elemental, which adds a ×2 multiplier. It's weak to Lightning.
I love that Mallow's so freaking good in this run, dude. Let's go.
Insane.
My boy, it's his coming of age story.
Just believe in yourself, and you can be Thor.
Facts.
His remake is like Mallow's glow up arc. I'm so proud of him.
That water blast to note is scripted. He will always lead with water blast.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's the same in the original, right?
Yep.
And also, you want Mario to die because Mario is pretty useless in this fight, and you don't need him alive to take extra actions.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because I know the strat when I used to run it would have a lot more like fire bombs, fright bombs with the others and whatnot.
Yeah, the strat for this fight actually like changed a lot. So like at first we skipped Mirage phase, but turns out that like it doesn't lose that much time to force Mirage phase, and also like it allows you to get like another Shocker in, and you save on bombs, and yeah, it's just like yeah, that was a good fight, by the way.
Was that a that wasn't revolving door in any way, was it? That Mallow. Well, I guess his turn was taken up by the Mirage attack. Yeah.
It's not revolving door, it's just that like you swap Bowser in, and then the turn after, Bowser is slower than Mallow, so that's why Mallow acts first. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and you know what else is cool?
That
The fact that now Bowser is in the party, and that's optimal for the Shoguns, because you don't want Bowser to be using the fire bombs. You want, and also you don't want Bowser to be using an extra action, because you want to be using Firebomb plus Thunderbolt, so you just use the Firebomb with Mario and Thunderbolt with Mallow, and Bowser just doesn't take up an action.
Yeah, I was wondering what the Shogun strat coming up was going to be, because the Shoguns are a set of 4 encounters that have just kind of always been forced. You always had to do them ever since the original. And, you know, at first I know, Void, you came up with a strat where you use you might have noticed it a couple times, gamers, the splash damage effect, where if you perfect time an attack on an enemy and there's multiple targets on the screen, the others will take some amount of splash damage.
Yeah, so my initial strat on the Shoguns was to use splash damage, and then people were like, those fights suck. Let's just not do that. And yeah, like the Shoguns like went through a bunch of iterations as well. We have the best part of the run here, which is talking to Mushroom Boy. I have to thank you for this, by the way, Spike, because like, so in low level, they always skip the first Shogun fight, and it's because you talk to Mushroom Boy. And so, like, when we raced low level for the first time, like, I was like, okay, we need to figure this out, because, like, fuck fighting the Shoguns, excuse my French, but, like, it turns out the secret was to talk to Mushroom Boy, and you can skip the first Shogun 100% of the time, easy money.
Yeah, for some reason, when you talk to Mushroom Boy, like, it sets the flag that flags that first Shogun as, like, having already fought him. I haven't, like, looked too deeply into why that is, but, like, we know it always happens, because it happens in every single speedrun.
Yeah, it was one of those, it was an absolute mystery for the first, like, cracked. Oh!
I slipped. Skill issue.
Great being on a slight delay.
I'm gonna go for it again.
Yeah, this is one of those, because if you do his little minigame, you're actually locked into, you have to jump on every single platform. Let's go! Let's go! This man's cracked. He's jacked. Real quick, I want to give a shout out. We had another $125 come in from 2 donations. Subasa Akari, friend of the stream, $100, and says, for the one shot at that 100 jumps. Thank you, Subasa. Yeah, that was impressive as hell. That was awesome. And from Card Holder Doe, $25 more. We ain't gonna beat it, but we treat it. Thank you so much, Card Holder Doe. That puts us at $1,490, chat. There's a $10, and you might as well just up it to $25 at that point. Who wants to pick it off? Who wants to snipe it? Who wants to get us to $1,500 raised for JDRF? Only you, or any of the other 500 of you can decide. Let's make it happen. What we're gonna say, that's a strat, the thing with that. But yeah, for whatever reason, yeah, one of these Shoguns just every time a low-level run would get there, they would get to skip it. And we thought, oh, okay, is there something that, like, people would get it casually, but in speed runs and, like, straight-up any percent runs, we never got it. So we were like, what's going on? Finally! I don't know who did the science.
It was
Mushroom Boy.
It was basically like me. I isolated it to like 3 or 4 things, and me and Sweet Cherry Boy JP just tested those things, and we were like, "Oh, we got it!" It's simply talking to Mushroom Boy. You don't have to do anything else on Mushroom Boy except just talk to him. You talk to him, you say no, and then you dip. And turns out you skipped the first Shogun fight.
That's so funny, dude.
Now hear me out. What if in the any percent run, you pick up one extra mushroom, maybe the one we already get, and we just sell it. We just let him eat it while we're doing that. And then there's like a 6% chance we get a rock candy for the run. I'm just saying, we might be some 2024 strats right there. No, that'd be awful.
We're living in 2024 while Spike is living in 2034.
Spike is pulling the 5-head moves right now.
Dude, I'm just saying there was a time in any percent where we thought we were going to play the egg mini game that you always play in low level. I remember, Void, you were on stream, you were testing this. When there was like a time we thought we were gonna like kill an enemy on the boat, and like that was gonna fix EXP routing. We're like, wait, what if we just do it on Bunge? Because
that was such a mess, man.
In the inception, yeah, there was no way.
But like the EXP route at that point was like in a very experimental phase.
Yeah.
Okay, so right here, real quick. This is basically like the one and only sequence break in the run. We call that fortune skip. So you can land on this guy without triggering him and just jump on the statue after that. And you skip this whole room and this whole like talking to the guy sequence that spawns the scroll. And this gate is open. So it saves like all around probably like 20 seconds. It's really nice.
Yeah. It's a lot more than you would think. It also just saves you 50 coins right there that you would normally have to like work around. Those last couple of coins that Void picked up, I believe those are the last coins you need for the run, right?
From a chest, yeah. You end up getting the coins that you're missing from the beanstalk climb.
Yeah. So it's, for the mega glove or whatever it is. Yeah. Anyways, here's Below Me too. He's back and he's pissed.
That is not the item I was supposed to use, but that's fine.
Oh, okay. I was like, did we switch it off the Fright Bomb?
Fright Bomb. Bloom is like he's like Booster and Knife Guy and Great Guy. And Johnny for that matter. He's another boss that can be feared.
I always forget Johnny.
I got good RNG on him too, like the punish, the instant punish.
Yeah, because the worst thing he can do, he loves to put yo dudes to sleep. He loves to do that. So in which case, like, you got to use like backups and stuff. It's awful. One nice, because I believe this is a difference from the original. You do not have to defeat the clone.
Correct.
Once you defeat Below Me, the others just go away.
Yes, that is in fact a difference.
Mallow, my boy.
Yep, so Mallow now has Snowy right on time for Mega Smilex. And that is like another key point of this EXP route. So you want to have Shocker in time for Yerevik and Snowy in time for Mega Smilex.
Yeah, because she's weak to ice attacks.
Correct.
So that'll give us the 2 times multiplier like the lightning on Yerevik.
Alright, now we have a little breathing room. There have been like a billion raids that have happened. I don't know if you want to shout those out, Spike.
For the what?
There's been like a billion raids that have happened in the last 10 minutes while we're talking about how Mushroom Boy is the hero of this run, the true hero.
Oh my gosh, here, let me bring it up, because you had to be, oh my god, we also got the Ruby Heart raid, let's go. We got the Keyzeron raid, what's the, oh my god, I was scrolling up, I wasn't even looking at chat, I want you to know I love you. We had the Andy raid earlier, we had the Argig raid earlier, we've had so many raids, that's so cool. Big shouts to them. What's up everyone, I'm spikevegeta, and we are putting on an amazing 2-day speedrunning event this weekend called T1.Done, all organized by my wife, one of my favorite people in this world, Nuclear, who also has to deal with type 1 diabetes, with celiacs and everything. We are raising money for JDRF. If you would like to donate and put your money towards an amazing cause, ! Donate, that would be awesome. If you put down at least $25, you can make v0oid have to spin the wheel and potentially have to eat a potentially somewhat pleasant, probably awful bean. That would be hilarious. We would laugh. We're also doing that tomorrow with both Andy and Kelsey. It's going to be a good time. Also, after this, my man, Kize Aaron, will be joining us for Ender Lilies on the very next run, so that's convenient that you raided us. That's sick. Also, Bubbles Del Fuego, thank you for the raid. The raids are coming in. The raids just won't stop, gamers. Brothers. Yeah, keep them coming in, gamers. Keep them coming in. Every $2,000 we reach towards that $10,000 goal, we are going to be also doing a drawing for a X-Rocker headset, which are some of the best headsets in the game. I was actually going to ask earlier, were you supposed to get these coins? Okay. I thought about asking, like, oh, you cut those coins.
You know what? I thought about asking that too, and I was like, oh, I must have hallucinated that.
I don't remember what we were talking about there, but yeah, I completely forgot them. That's okay. It's just a small detour.
I was like, man, they cut 200 coins out of the route? All right, let's go. I was like, do they not buy, like, a couple of weapons anymore? I wasn't sure again. Which I guess you do cut those in Seaside Town. Thankfully, once again, because of the whole, like, warp to map and everything, this goes from, like, a silly little, little bit of egg on your face from a, oh, gee, this was an awful mistake, obviously.
All right, there we go.
The original game was very unforgiving to mistakes. That is absolutely sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to this guy, and I was like, wait, why am I not paying him? Why am I so low on money? What happened? What did I miss?
Oh, the trampoline. Oh, we couldn't even afford this.
Yep.
Okay. Dang, I wish I had said something earlier. That's funny that neither one of us, we both thought it, and neither one of us.
Yeah.
I will say, I think that is the most commonly forgotten thing in this run. That's like the 4th time I've seen someone forget to get those boxes. Anyways, we got these right here. I'm assuming we still want the Troopa pin.
Correct.
Yeah, Troopa pin just like, overall, one of the better just offensive buff accessories you can get in this game.
Yeah, Troopa pin is super
And you
good.
get, as long as I believe you come under 11 seconds. Yo, sub 10, easy.
Easy every time. I don't think I've ever gotten sub 10 on SNES. Not in runs, at least. I don't know why it's like easier to get sub 10 on Switch, but I'm all for it.
On SNES, it's like it's kind of hard, but I mean, you run most of the stuff at low level often enough, you'll do it pretty easily. The Troopa pin in this game, what it does is that, so if y'all remember when we got Flower Essence at the start of the run to boost Geno's attack, and we also have Geno boost, those basically give you the same status buff. Troopa pin automatically gives you that buff to your special and your regular attack at the start of the battle. It also increases your speed by plus 20. So kind of a busted item.
Super cracked.
Oh yeah, also this fight definitely changed from the last time you saw it, Spike, I'm sure.
Yeah, it definitely is. Oh, they get to attack more than once?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So it turns out, like, Snowy is really good for this fight, but it's also pretty slow. And skipping the first Snowy that you do on the phase 2 of Mega Smilax is, like, hardly slower.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or skipping, yeah, skipping it is slightly faster. I don't know why. My words were jumbled up there.
I was on the journey.
Yeah.
I got it. Is it random if he'll give you a physical attack or like a fireball?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
I can give you a physical, hot shot, or pollen nap, but if it gives pollen nap, it's not relevant which character he puts to sleep. I think only Mallow can be affected because Mario has a super suit and Geno has a safety ring. But even if Mallow gets put to sleep, Mallow gets waken up when the fight progresses to the next phase. So that's actually really cool.
I love anytime my girl Peach levels up. I'm like, I know what to do, baby. Just start maxing.
Yup. Unfortunately, Peach has like some utility in the late game of this run, but other than that, like she's not used for battle or anything like that.
Look, she carried Mario RPG for like 10 years. My girl needs a break.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Give her back a break, dude.
Like we were saying earlier that like she's the best character on the SNES speedrun, but on remake, that mental goes to Mallow, and now Peach is just like enjoying her time, sitting back and relaxing.
She needs a vacation bad.
Yep.
Oh, show me these good vines. Show me the vines.
Then you start running low level, she's like, really?
Yeah, you're actually the one who like told me about the Vine Tech Spike, and I was like, man, that's goated. I'm doing vines this way from now on, and still do.
I had labbed it out, so like Void's doing the very clean version of what I had come up with, and I didn't know it wasn't common knowledge until Tokyo. I was watching a Tokyo stream, and he was like, "Yeah, I stole Spike's vines." I was like, I lurk a lot. I was like, I didn't know this was tech. The little up and under on that second screen, I was pretty proud of that.
I was like, that's genius.
It's DKC2 vine climbing, dude. It's so good.
That's what I used to say whenever I was doing SNES runs. I would say, all right, check these vines out. I trained 10,000 years in DKC2 for these vines. And then like half the time proceed to beef them.
At least DKC3 ropes are better.
Yeah, last shopping sequence of the run here. I'm buying Mega Glove for Mario, and I'm buying the Sticky Glove as well for Mallow, which is a new addition as well. And buying Sticky Glove will allow us to basically keep Mallow into the party for the entirety of Nimbus Land, so it saves some time on menuing.
Ah, okay, so does he just straight up, like, replace Bowser in a lot of ways?
Correct. Okay. In basically every way, actually. The next, and I want to say last time you see Bowser in the run is for CCB on Axum Rangers.
Okay. I was going to say, is Mallow the one going to fight Dodo?
Oh yeah, Mallow is the one.
Oh, that's cracked. That's cracked.
The real Prince Mallow versus the fake Prince Mallow.
Gamers, I'm looking over this number 1,490, and gamers. There was a word I was about to say that I don't want to quite say on this charity stream, but like I want to see a 5 there. I want to crack 1,500. Who's gonna make it happen? Let's do it.
Who's gonna drop that fat 10?
That fatty, and you might as well just make it 25 because I want to see Void eat a bean.
Eat a bean.
I love how in this part of the game, like, you can see how much more confident Mallow has become. Like, as soon as he finds out his parents are trapped inside, he's like, well, let's go get them. And he just runs out of the house, walks right up to the guards, and they're like, they send him packing, and he comes back, and he's like, well, I tried.
Dude, Mallow's sad face, like where he's crying, I want to die. He's so cute. He's so pathetic. I love that, dude.
I can't wait to get my Mallow plushie.
So true.
Aww. Mallow also has the best level up dance. Next time anyone levels up, just look at Mallow.
You're so right about that. Like, Mallow has the best level up dance, and it is not even close.
No, dude, he's got that drip going. Like, oh my god.
Mallow definitely gets the ladies at the bar.
Oh, I forgot. Did you ever eat 2 more beans for Tsubasa and Card Holder?
When did those get donated? The last time I ate beans was Booster Tower, so probably not.
Oh yeah, no. You see, you have 2 beans on the docket. I forgot. I think there was like a bunch of raids and other stuff going on. Yo, $1,500 raised for JDRF.
Let's go.
Let's go, Jujitsu. Thank you for the $10. Void is hungry. Feed him beans. Yes, let's get. We got the 2 beans on the line. Whoa, another. Wait a minute. You might have a 3rd bean.
Okay.
Hold up. And another $100 from MS Kane this time. The best Mario RPG. I would agree. I think this is, for me, I think it is a very, very slight number 2. I like Bowser's Inside Story a lot, but this game will always mean so much to me. I love this game. MS Kane saying we're eating 3 beans now. $1,600. Let's go, gamers. We're $400 away from that first X-Rocker headset. Let's
All right,
make
this
it
one is Juicy
happen.
Pear or Booger.
Uh-oh. Oh.
So Void is losing this minigame on purpose because, like with Booster,
I think it was Pear, but like I've never had Pear before, so.
You're not vomiting those.
Yeah.
You're failing this one as well. You suck.
I do suck, but I'm eating beans, so.
Yeah, so he's distracting.
Yeah, the feather that we get from Dodo is not like really important to this run like it is to the Super Nintendo one, so we just lose on purpose instead of like going through the whole minigame.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you had to fight him if you failed.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, you do?
It's intended, Spike.
Oh, okay. Damn, it's faster to just kill him? That's
He is weak to
It-
fire.
it's like very slightly faster.
Yeah.
It's not as fast as Fighting Booster. Like I think Fighting Booster saves close to a minute. Fighting Dodo saves like maybe 4 seconds.
Okay, it's like 3 actions. Yo, was that Super Fireball?
Yup.
Let's go, dude! Super Fireball's in the route. It already like kinda was in the route if you ever saw like Chest Head or whatever.
Yeah, but seeing Chest Head is very rare, so yeah, that's...
Yeah.
Super Fireball sees some usage there. Also, can be seen on Belome 2 if you get good luck, but...
Oh, you don't have the cutscene
Ah, shit.
afterward either.
Yeah, that's where the most of the time save comes from, which is really nice.
Oh, that no. I was like, the minigame's not. That's okay. That makes it make sense.
I just want to point something out. Anime Play in chat said we love Dodo, the main character of SMRPG. I posted that in a tweet once, and SMRPG's original director liked it.
They're like, yes.
That's so true.
It's canon now. Dodo's the main character.
But yeah, like you were saying,
also-
for the Dodo fight, Spike, so like it's 3 actions, but the counter is random. So if you don't get the counter, then it's pretty fast. Oh, nice. First special encounter of the run. You want to talk about special encounters, Pitch?
Yes, I do. I meant to talk about this earlier, but we didn't see any in Land's End. So in this game, there's a new feature called Special Enemies. When you run into an enemy, there is
Muscle
a
memory.
20% chance of the battle that you get into is going to have what's called a special enemy. Special enemies have like beefed up stats, caked up EXP, and basically you just don't want to deal with them because like they're slow, they're annoying to deal with, but if you're playing casually, they're nice because they give you frog coins. So when we see a special enemy, 20% chance, you gotta run away, 60% chance, and we get back into the fight and roll again.
Yeah. If it wasn't so fast to run away and get back into a fight, there's maybe a world you could work in backup strats, but yeah, it's just, they have so much more health. I don't get
Yeah.
it. They have like, whatever number you just threw out, they have like 10 times more health.
It depends on the enemy. Like, it depends on what their best original stat was in the game. So I think for Heavy Trooper, that would be like defense. So if their best stat was defense, like that stat just like gets cracked right up.
Man, Void needed a little bit of a warm-up there. He's finally timing these correctly. Now, this is once again manipulating exactly how the damage values work out to end on a very specific turn, and you've got your chain back basically to where you need it by now. Now, for the most part, Mario rocking that super suit, that attack scarf, Mario's gonna like solo a lot of this.
Oh yeah.
That's 1 hit, that's 2 hit, we need 1 more. By the way, that attack is BS if she ever throws out the first attack, the single egg, there's no tell between the single or the triple egg. If you do it optimally like Void does, I think they always give you just 2 triples there, but I'm not sure. Anyways, jump over, let's go. I still don't know how to do that.
And skip.
You pulled some wizardry. Also, real quick, we got another $25 coming in from Sneakbat. We rolling in Void Director Grind.
Void Director Grind, let's go.
Look how strong Mallow is, dude. That's just wild. He's so tough. He's my
He
tough
blew
little
up
boy.
3 heavy Troopas. with some
He
stuff.
sure did, yep. Which when I was routing this game initially was another reason I wanted Snowy on Mallow for both Mega Smilax and Nimbus Sled, because I knew that Snowy would take care of the heavy Troopas.
Yeah. It was something funny, a fun fact that the original didn't have to worry about, because in the original you can actually just sneak by both of those heavy trooper fights. But here they're a little thicker. They got a little more dump in the truck. So yeah, we gotta fight them. So yeah, Snowy being able to one-shot them is very, very good. But yes, Void owes 3 beans. He's going to get those beans as soon as he's got some time, gamers. Keep them coming in, because if nothing else, we'll get to the end of the run, and during the credits, we're just going to load up on beans. We're $375 away from unlocking that $2,000 X-Rocker headset giveaway. Let's make it happen. And if you want to donate, chat, ! Donate. We're making it easy for y'all in the chat. You put an ! Donate. You can donate to JDRF, this amazing cause. Let's keep it rolling, gamers. We got a lot of other awesome runs coming up later today, including Ender Lilies right after this.
I kind of feel like we're playing the wrong Mario RPG for all the beans that are being consumed right now.
This one is cappuccino or liver and onions. All right.
Oh, dude. Oh, I went 0 for 3 on this. I got 3. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I definitely did not get cappuccino.
That one's the worst. That one is
It was
awful.
pretty bad, yeah.
That was in his mouth because some of them creep up on you. You're like, maybe this one's okay. No, that one, you know, instantly. You're like, this is vomit-inducing.
Oh yeah.
All right, we've got Void on the docket for 2 more beans, but now we are going into the Valentina fight.
Yeah, that's gross. The aftertaste stays forever as well.
It's
Jesus.
so bad. Nope. Yeah, and again, gamers, it is every $2,000 because we're trying to get to $10,000 raised overall. I love every time my little face pops up down there with the rainbow on the bottom. It's so stupid. Shouts to Bread. Valentina, slightly more PG. Dude, this is the first time I've seen Mallow v Dodo.
Yup. It's happening.
This is like the exciting mid-card match that comes up at WrestleMania. You're like, nah, dude, this is what I'm hyped for. It's like Hacksaw Jim Duggan coming in. Blocking the multi. Oh my god, the big fist. Yo, buck 26, respectable. Because what's good is the firebomb almost solos Dodo by itself. So you just need a little bit of damage beyond there.
Yep.
Oh, we
clapping? No.
Good RNG to start. That's good because that is by far her fastest animation, and it is one you can actually block.
Yeah, Valentina is kind of scary because, like, she's, like, hilariously evil, and she's also, like, scarily competent. She knows more spells than Magikoopa, like a literal wizard. And most of them are area magic, and status magic, and stuff like Petal Blast, which in the original game she could only use every 5 turns and you never saw, but that's not the case in this game.
Look at that 204 from Mallow on Valentina.
Damn! Give me back my parents! Now we're doing massive damage. And it's good that Geno also gets to survive, because again, as long as he is alive, you'll still get that attack and speed bump. As I talk about that, they're gone.
Yep, they're dead. I probably should have thrown in attacks with both of them, but I was like, that's fine.
You're fine. There comes a point where obviously you're not actually saving actions. Like honestly, Mario, you probably needed another Mario attack anyways.
Yeah, I would have needed another Mario attack anyways, but if I had thrown in another action, maybe I would have been able to finish the fight that turn after Geno would have been taken out. Because had Geno lived, I would have killed with Mario right there, but because Geno died, I lost the chain boost, so...
And potentially, yeah, keep up. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
This right here is, in my opinion, like, this game's single best example of how, like, awesome its character writing is. Like, not a single word is uttered here, but, like, Mario just pulls out the umbrella because, like, he knows what's about to happen.
Yeah. Which one is Tutti Frutti?
That's the one it's the same one that was like brown but like polka dotted.
It's weird that you see it brown because I see it like pinkish.
Yeah, it's like it's hard. Some of them do not look like what they are on the box.
I love this part, dude. Like, we've just been rescued from captivity after like 10 years. We just got reunited with our son. I'm a diplomatic leader of an entire nation, and all I can think about is how much I want these people's autographs.
Yeah.
Yo, you Mario? I love Mario.
Mario.
I grew up watching the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Are you Princess Peach? I saw you at the United Nations meeting, but you're a celebrity. Can I have your autograph?
While you're here. I love, once again, the warping to the front so you can fall back down the hole. And that one saves a lot of time.
Yeah, because
out of that
on SNES, the fastest way was to go by the back of the castle, and you had to watch the falling cutscene again. So,
yeah. It's officially, it was already getting pretty close. Like, this is officially faster than SNES
we don't do that in SNES. We backtrack to do Nimbus manip. Oh wait, no, sorry, never. I'm thinking about something else. You're right.
Yeah, you're thinking of the other instance.
The volcano.
Yes.
God, this runs so fast. You're already in the volcano. It goes so quickly.
Yeah, a lot of the speed like goes to the fact that like a lot of what made SMRPG on SNES like kind of slower is that the text. Like, the text alone is what made Japanese 10 minutes faster than English. And in this game, like, you don't need to wait for the text boxes to render at all. Like, you just, like, automatically make them pop up as a whole box.
Nice, keeping it going. Was that the optimal amount of enemies you want there?
I think so. I should have checked my notes before the start, but I did get a Mallow clone, and I think with a Mallow clone, you want 5 enemies.
I want to get. Well, I've kept like I've thought about calling this out multiple times. I want to give a big shout out to Sean Cass for being, I think, the spearhead for.
Hey, I know him.
Yeah, shout out to Sean Cass.
Cool. I think for really being the one trying to figure out like no, we need to optimize the EXP routing down to like knowing, yes, obviously you want certain moves by certain fights and whatever, but also like combining all of them. Looks like we're going to get some bonus EXP here, though. There's a very tight skip you can go for to slip around this.
To answer a question in chat, yes, I have met Sean Cass. In fact, he moved in with me 2 years ago. We're common law partners. And I met him because he taught me a lot about Mario RPG speedrunning when I was trying to learn it 8 years ago, and we became best friends over that.
Sean is good bean. One of the best,
He sure is.
Yeah, the volcano is a very cool segment to run through, but it can also be a little bit toxic.
Yeah, that room in particular is pretty cringe.
Yeah. It's a room with a bunch of spinies everywhere, and then I've had it sometimes where they just hard block the door.
Yup.
Where I've had to, like, walk out of the room to despawn.
Or they fall straight on you after you defeat the Corpidite. The Corpidite is a mandatory encounter, but none of those Earth Spikes are, so...
Freaking Spike.
When this game came out, it was really fun to be in the Pidge Sean Cass household because there was me sitting at my computer like reverse engineering the damage stuff and him just like going ham on the routing.
Yeah, it is. I love it. I love when a speedrun like first comes out and people are like, all right, let's route the crap out of
Yep.
this. Like living in the modern era of just like, yeah, it's, you know, there wasn't like a standard, like a speedrunning community when Super Nintendo games were out and stuff, right? It was like word of mouth over time, forum posts and whatnot. And now it's like we're all in Discord. We're all like routing different categories, being like, yeah, we just found this new strat, that new strat, adding things to it. And it's really one of those where you can also watch people like with all sorts of different times and potentially find, you know, different strategies to implement. Again, I have like the 15th probably best any percent time at this point, but I came up with vines. That was cool. Iron Maiden is stupid.
Yeah, when this game was first released, it was like the day before. Well, Sean and I live in Canada, but he's originally from the U.S., so we were traveling to the Northeast to visit his parents. And like when we were in the car, I was there on my laptop, just being like, "Okay, guys, just give me another 10 minutes, guys. I'll figure out how that triple attack works." Like it was like we took our laboratory and moved it to his parents' house for the week.
Now we go on to Zombort. Throwing in the physical attacks with the Marios.
Yeah, I got bad luck on Zar, unfortunately. I got Iron Maiden on literally the only character that can be affected by Iron Maiden. In a real Tokyo 90 moment.
I was going to say, because Mallow's got the super suit, which in addition to just like giving you cracked damage output, is also like, you know, it is really hard to hurt me in any way, including status effects. And then Geno's, I'm assuming, got the safety ring on. So it's literally the worst thing it could have done.
This is another fight that like went through a lot of routing iterations, but once we realized that, oh, okay, we can put the super suit on Mallow for Volcano and it's absolutely busted, and then you can just snowy twice on Zar Dragon and avoid like being annoyed by his stupid ass evasion rate. Like that was just a great day.
Yeah, there was one run I did of this where I'm pretty sure Mario missed Zar Dragon like 4 times in a row, and I wanted to cry for hours. It's so bad. Yeah, definitely one of the worst fights for that sort of thing. Go, Axum Rangers! They stole your star now.
That they did.
Minor chat, we are raising money for JDRF here with T1.Done. Awesome speedruns all throughout the week. We're already nearing the back portion of Void's run here of Super Mario RPG Remake. I think it'll be the first of many events that this run will be showcased in the coming months. Already confirmed Ice Blue going to be doing it at RPG Limit Break 2024. Void and I will join him for comms. It'll be a good time.
Sadly, I won't be able to go.
You got to do a run of the original back in like, what was that, 2018 or so? 2017?
I did it twice. I did 2017 and 2019, and I commentated Mill's run last year, but this will be like the first SMRPG at Limit Break that I'm missing because it conflicts with another event for me. 2019 was fun. That was a finale year when I got to show off the 100% run.
Yeah, the what is it? Most of the stuff.
It sure is.
Most of the stuff.
That is a great category. It is so much fun.
Dang, Void. So you're telling me this is the only usage of Bowser in the late game now?
Yep.
This is it. Wow.
That's it.
My man.
Well, barring like good RNG on Smithy 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bowser gets pretty outclassed in the late game.
Yeah, it's just so much because Mallow gives you the special attack buff and Geno gives you the attack and speed buff. You kind of eventually get to the point you want the two of them in the party at like all times.
Yep.
In addition to obviously like Mallow's got Snowy, Mallow's got Shocker, Geno can boost.
Yeah, Geno's and Mallow's chain bonuses are just so useful.
Yeah, Clown Car Barrage here is gonna just kill all 5 XM Rangers at once, and which is really nice because if you do deplete one of the XM's HPs like one by one, they're gonna like have a little like chat with XM Red and like a little cutscene playing, and that's slow. But if you kill all of them at once, you skip all of that.
Oh, that's sick routing.
Yep.
I love that.
And Clown Car Barrage is a great option for that because with Clown Car Barrage, if the enemy gets hit and they have any elemental weakness, whether it's fire, lightning, or ice, they get hit with the 2x multiplier. And I think each of the Axums either has like terrible magic defense or some kind of elemental weakness.
And Shocker just T-taps him. That's so
Yep, you
good.
2-hit the ship with Shocker, and Mallow barely lives Breaker Beam. Breaker Beam is scripted, and both Mario and Bowser die, which is good because you don't need the extra actions from them by that point of the fight.
Oh, that's so good. Ooh. You're gonna make me come back and run this.
I know,
God.
right? The new
meta.
sauce is good, isn't it?
That's some good sauce
Oh,
right
yeah.
there. Again, it's Voids. Like there is so much time you save not having to hear each of them individually tell Axum Red, my makeup's out, or I sprained my knee, or whatever they say.
That's pretty much how it goes, yeah.
Axum Red, I ate my shades!
I ate my shades. Good, you deserved it. Like, God, that's so much dialogue that skips. That's so good. 6 stars down. We're down to the final one. It is time to make the climb to Smithy.
Yeah.
I believe you only owe 1 more bean currently, chat, but we can change
We can change that.
Last one owed was from Sneakbat with that $25 Void Director grind. Just a second. I need to go in the chat. Where's Twitch.tv? I gotta go post that real quick.
Do you still have?
Because I haven't seen this
Do,
one
do,
yet.
do you still have the sub emote? Yeah, the sub to my channel.
I do.
Oh,
Oh, baby.
oh,
All
baby.
right. Oh, baby, where is it? Hold on.
Do you know the lore of why I have that as an emote now?
Void Director grind. Oh, I see it in there, man. let me just. I need to post her. Void Director grind. Wait, what did I fuck up? Why do I suck? Director grind.
I guess you're not subbed anymore.
What? Well, we can fix that later. Yeah, so why is it, what's the, I know he sucks.
Yeah. So when I was at HDQ earlier this year, I spent basically 75% of my time in the practice room trying to route properly the late game because we were trying to figure out where was the most optimal spot to use Star Riders because after Mad Adder, you have a Star Riders that you end up building up and you want to figure out where to use it and where it's optimal to use it. And at first we were using it on Director. No, at first we were saving it for Smithy 2 on Unformed Head, right? And then it became using it on Director, and it ended up saving a bunch of time on Director. But it made the Smithy Phase 2 a little more awkward. So we're trying to figure out a good Director strat to make it so we could still use Star Riders on Smithy, but at that point we were trying to route Star Riders for Smithy 1 instead of Smithy 2, and it turns out routing it on Smithy 1 is better. And so just my whole time spent in the GDQ practice room was figuring out a way to not make the Director fight suck, because that fight does suck, let me tell you. And
Yeah, it's awful.
It looks like nothing, but it's pretty bad. Obviously, we'll get to it later.
He just likes to counter everything. It's butts to route around. So here we are in Bowser's Keep, making our way through. You can I didn't know you could run over the third one. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was a little
you
movement
can jump over
optimization
the
from
fourth guy.
Headstrong, if I recall correctly. All right, which doors are going to be the battle doors, gamers? Post your guesses in the chat room.
I think they're gonna be on 2 and 5.
2 and 5. All right.
What are they gonna be? Okay, I'm not incorrect yet.
I'm not incorrect yet.
Nice move. Nice movement so far. People who know a lot about like the item placement in this game might say, "Oh, you walked by a rock candy right there." As it turns, I think. How many rock candies do you even get late game now? Rock candies are effectively severely nerfed because you can only hold so many of them.
Yeah, you can only hold 3 now in Remake. But we get 2, so we're gonna get the one in the invisible floor room, and we're gonna get one from the Dr. Topper rooms.
Okay.
And you only need those plus the one that Toad gives you at the end of the run.
Mm-hmm.
So here we grab Sonic Symbols. It is Mallow's best weapon. And that's our first battle door. So door 4, ladies and gentlemen.
Son of a bucket. I was wrong. I hate being wrong.
Well, you were half right.
What's another very nice quality of life thing they did specifically? This feels like they did that for speedrunners. Is if you go into a door and you're like, oh, I don't want to do that one, you can just exit out. So it's like a 7-second time loss or something, as opposed to a, until they found the RNG manipulation, your run was like kind of on the line right there. You could potentially make up a ton of time, because the only other way to get out of those battle doors is obviously fight through them, which is incredibly slow, or take off all your equipment and lose a fight, and then it'll kick you out. Now you can just quit out if you're like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Because they are random.
It's also nice for the door that has the cannonball puzzle in it, because in the original game, the second puzzle in that door, which was the green buttons, if you mess that up, like, it's not possible to lose, but you might be stuck there for a while. Like, you can just give up now if you don't want to, like, figure out how to get yourself out of a mess of your own creation.
Oh, I never even thought, like, that's like a nightmare situation. Like, you're on a run and you accidentally just like misclick a button for whatever reason, and you're like, I can't save this. I don't know what to do.
I've actually seen people get stuck there for like 45 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, that's...
I just ran back the Juice Bear / Booger one.
Oh yeah, how was it?
Fine.
Oh, you got
4th,
Dang.
2nd, and 1st.
Yeah, this one it is random which one is will have which dialogue, but first place will always have the same dialogue, so on and so forth.
Yep.
Based on some dialogue, you can get lucky to where you only have to talk to 2 of them.
Yeah, I think if you talk to the one that comes in first, like in the first 2, you can like figure it out this way, but I never do. I always talk to 3 because like I just want to like autopilot it basically.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, this is the classic game of don't be the one to have to say 21, but you can go up to 4 here. So there's certain numbers you can shoot for to make it to where you can't lose.
yeah, it's basically 1st to 10 and then 1st to 15. Well, if you're 1st to 10, then you're 1st to 15 automatically.
So this is what Pidge was talking about. If you accidentally jumped on the wrong button here,
Good luck.
Because it also locks down all of the other buttons that are touching whatever one, like from like the sides and in front of it and whatnot. So all of a sudden, if you misdo that, good luck figuring out how to get out of there.
In SMRPG Randomizer, I'm going to release a feature that actually does let you quit out of that, and that was like actually pretty hard to put in the game.
Oh, I imagine. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, the pattern, the optimal pattern for this like hasn't really changed since Super Nintendo. That was found by Kurt Q many, many years ago. He ran like a Lua simulator that just like went through every possible solution and recorded how long it took, and that was the fastest one.
Yeah, shouts to Kirk Q.
Just Kurt Q. You're our first ice bomb of the run.
Yeah, so fun fact about ice bombs, they on SNES are better than fire bombs, but in this, they're kind of not, because the animation is just so much slower than fire bombs.
Yeah.
And they're also more expensive. There has been a bomb route that has been figured out recently where you could buy 2 ice bombs for Shoguns, but you would need to freebie one of them to like really optimize your savings, basically, because just like one-shotting the Shoguns from one ice bomb versus using a firebomb plus thunderbolt would save like I think 3 seconds per fight.
But you need to be able to do it on all 3 of them, not just the 2.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, you would need to, like, you know, resort to the current strat, and at which point, like, because you have less firebombs, then it's less opportunities to freebie those firebombs and save time later on with using them on Dodo and whatnot.
There's actually like a lot of bosses in this game that are vulnerable to fear.
Yep. There's another one.
Yeah.
That's why fry bombs are underrated. Fry bombs are great.
Fun fact, actually, so you could skip the fried bomb on this fight, but we figured out that if you skip the fried bomb, then Mario dies to Solidify, which is exactly the attack that he gives me. Like, for whatever reason, Solidify does more damage to Mario than Water Blast.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah, and like Mario does not die by much as well from the Solidify, so it's kind of annoying.
Now we enter anybody who's watched low-level runs in the past for the original or the remake. This is the most infamous part of it. Even on the remake, it's still a 1 in 8. You could get stuck here for a while. But here, yeah, the fights are going to go a little bit differently. We got Boomer right here. The shocker's going to be big. The jumps are going to be big, as he's weak to both those things.
The lag is also going to be big. This fight is so annoying because of, like, all of that extra, like, oh, look at how slow this Blizzard animation is. Oh, baby.
You can feel it. Oh, when did this turn into an N64 game, dude? Like,
I know, right?
Void.
Okay, can I get a breakdown? Why does he have Blizzard? Because he has no special attack. Those do 1 every time. We're not even that well set up. Like, what's that? Why does he have? That's by far his least destructive attack.
Yeah, I mean, I got all 1s, so... One, by the way.
So I actually just looked it up. Solidify does have a higher base power than Water Blast. It's just like, if you ran SNES, you would never know that because, like, we just block every elemental attack in that game.
But yeah, we think that this fight has just so much lag in it because of those candles being lit, and it just adds a lot of moving sprites during the battle.
Yeah.
All right, someday when there's a Super Mario RPG remake randomizer, literally just turn those candles off.
Yeah, get on that, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm not making a remake randomizer. Someone else can do that.
One day.
Get going up the tower. Get going up the tower. Get going up the tower. Get going up the tower.
And now we go into the Exor fight. I will say, if there's a single input other than the 100th super jump on Johnny that you should not mess up, it's
that one.
Geno Whirl, I will say, absolutely got harder in this one. By and large, timings got easier. Geno Whirl got harder. I don't know that.
Oh. Yeah, it got harder because, like, the animation for the move is just so fast.
Yeah. Nicely done the first try. It's people have always thrown out different, like, was that like an intended way to do it that Geno Whirl will work on? Because for the most part, Geno Whirl is a one shot on all like basic enemies, right? But like bosses, it's really not supposed to do that. I don't know if anyone's ever got any lore on it, but for whatever reason, it works on specifically just Exor's main core right there.
I have
which is
some
cool,
lore about it.
because otherwise that fight is very hard.
Oh, yeah. Very hard and very slow.
Yeah, it's like kind of ambiguous if that was intended or not. I did some experimentation with the status bits in the original game, and It looks like, so what happens with the script is that when you take down any of Exor's eyes, it performs a command on Exor's core, which is called remove invincibility. And remove invincibility does two things. There's a bit that, like, you know the chefs in Marymore, they have a bit that makes them take, like, no damage. Or some other enemy in the game has that, like, you attack it and it just will always take 0 damage. And there's also a separate bit that makes them immune to one-hit KO. I believe that when remove invincibility command is performed, it unsets both of those bits, no matter what the enemy is. Which I feel like it would be kind of hard to accidentally unset 2 bits instead of 1, because I think that those actually use like different assembly commands, but I don't know for sure. Like, I'm not an ASM expert, but yeah. So it was kind of cool they kept it in the remake.
Yeah,
oh yeah, this countdown fight is new for you as well, Spike. So we used to do Clown Card Barrage, but instead we used the triple move on Mad Adder later on, and it's faster.
Ah, okay.
And also, like, yeah, we were running into like inconsistencies with like having gauge filled enough for this fight. Like it wasn't happening always on turn 1, so like just like pushing the triple move to later would like ensure that basically like that wouldn't happen, so it's nice.
Back to the shocker life. God, I love how meaty that damage is.
And this countdown fight was cooked by yours truly, so pretty happy about it.
Routing, that's pretty sick.
I'm getting those level ups a little early. I'm supposed to get them after Machine Man Yared, but because I fought the Stumpet, I have extra EXP. It's really not a big deal. The jump!
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna lead to like Geno being 15 for the final fight or anything. But... Whoa.
Yeah, this part of the run has really slick movement. This is really like where the platforming comes into action.
Yeah, there's some super cool stuff to skip, like the machine-made bowyers coming up here pretty soon. Jumping over the boos, jumping over the Axum Rangers. I would say inherently the movement, oh, very nice. You almost like jump over their shoulders when you're doing it.
Nice. Hey, that was a good room.
Same with this one right here. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Textbook.
I want to point out that that's like pretty hard to do. In this game, in the remake specifically, if you are hugging a wall, it slows you down. Like it actually reduces your running speed. So like getting through like all those corners is like actually really precise with the D-pad. Whereas like in the original game, that room was hard, but not like that hard.
Yeah, like you say, the edges of the walls and the corners just like didn't eat your momentum like they did here.
Yeah.
Now dropping down into the Cloaker Domino fight. God, this game is so fast.
This run is so fast.
Like I say, world record held by v0oid in any percent. Already down to 2 minutes, or 2 minutes. That's really fast. 2 hours, 30 minutes, and like some amount
44 seconds, yep.
44 seconds. 2:30, 44.
Sub 2:30 coming soon, TM.
Yeah, it's gonna be legendary.
That would be cracked.
Going up here. Same sort of gimmick as it is in the original. Depending on which one you deplete the health for, that's going to determine the stats and the attacks and everything of the snake phase, where one of them will get attached to it. By taking out the Cloaker, that's going to make it to where the Domino phase is only going to have like 1,500 HP, I believe, as opposed to 2,500.
Yeah, and also Mad Adder is much weaker to physical attacks than Earthlink is. As you can attest here by using Star Riders, gonna do in the 800s. Yep, 884, pretty good.
Oh, nutty.
And this should kill with a good damage roll. Oh, I actually got a bad damage roll, but I must have gotten a pretty good damage roll on the triple move.
That's funny. So now as we're heading into the inner factory, we have got 4 more fights building up to, well, 4 more, I guess, like rooms-ish, building up to the final fights. Reminder, everyone, JDRF, we are raising money for them, the Juvenile Diabetes and Research Foundation. We are raising money here at T1.Done. Lots of awesome speedruns going on this channel over the next 2 days. We got Void showing off Super Mario RPG Remake. This is your last couple of opportunities to make him have to eat one of these devilishly nasty beans from the Bean Boozled box. At least $25 gets you in for that. And just donating in general. Hey, man, you don't have to donate $25. You got $1. You got $5. It all adds up, gamers. Let's make it happen. While I was talking about that, a boss died.
Yep.
Yeah, these fights generally not too terrible to get around outside, like we said, the director. There was a while where the director was one of only like 3 fights in the run where we would use super jumps, just because, that just, you would think like, well, super jumps seem like they would just be the go-to attack. It's because the animation of them is pretty slow. So it kind of loses a lot of its advantage. And there's so many other ways to deal damage in this run compared to the original. That's why for the most part they've been completely cut out. The only reason why we do the 100 on Johnny is because you want to get the super suit and the attack scar.
Yep.
So yeah, it used to be we would do like 33 super jumps on director, but slowly but surely other strats have been found.
Yeah, it's funny how it works, because like in OG, like super jumping is definitely like your fastest way of damaging enemies, but like in this game, like because of chain boosting and also because the DPS, not the DPS, but the animation of super jumps is just so much slower, like it ends up like not being worth it at all to super jump. And like the first routes that we were playing with for Remake did do super jumps quite a bit, because they were mostly inspired by the OG route, and we just like slowly but surely like curated those out of the run. All right, if you're subbed to my channel, please post Void Director Grind.
My man, yeah, let's see. Show me how we fight the director.
So you were mentioning earlier that director counters every single move that you do. So to avoid that, we're gonna put his ass to bed.
Let's go, Peach!
Let's go, Peach. So defend here, switch to Peach and Sleepy Time, and we only need to half-time Sleepy Time, which is much faster than full-time. The animation is gonna be much shorter. And now we're going to be using spells, because spells don't wake him up. So 2 shockers and 1 jump. Now we're going back to
He's getting called into battle like
Geno for the next fight.
Guys...
And he's done.
Just...
Another reason why we want to put his ass to bed is because if you spend a whole turn fighting him, he's gonna use Vigor Up and Valor Up, and once his defense is boosted, he gets pretty annoying to deal with.
Do you bring Peach back in for the gun yoke fight as well?
Sorry, what?
Do you bring Peach back into the gun yoke fight as well to put him to sleep?
Yeah, we do.
Cool.
For the same reason, but this time we're gonna full-time Sleepy Time, because we want to put both Gun Yoke and Factory Chief to sleep. Also, I used the wrong move with Mallow, but it's not gonna matter, hopefully. Yeah.
Question mark?
Nice 100 chain.
Yep. Yeah, seeing that chain get up nice and big is pretty fun.
I think Factory Chief is still gonna live here. Yeah, but Mario's gonna be able to kill him right there. Yeah. Gaming.
All right, that is the final prerequisite fight, chat. This is your last chance to get in any donations if you want to get Void to eat beans or just support the cause, JDRF. We're going into Smithy 1. It is going to be a total of 10,000 HP that must be depleted. 2,000 in the first phase, 8,000 in the second phase. And this is another one where super jumps used to be the king here, and now they're completely routed out. I saw a lot of them getting routed out, but I'm interested to see exactly how this all works. Super suit back on Mario.
Peach is done now. She can go back on the bench playing crazy attack.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh yeah, Peach sees deeper usage than Bowser does. That's funny.
So a nice thing about this run here that I'm doing is because of the extra EXP that I got from Stumpet, Mario and Geno hit level 15 before this fight. Optimally, they wouldn't get the level up here because you would just skip out on that screen to save time. But the extra damage is going to be a nice marathon safety. Especially for phase 1, like in case I get bad RNG on phase 1, like that probably will help.
Yeah, it's another instance where he has a very scripted opening. He's always going to use the AoE sledge, which you can't block it or anything. It's just going to deal a bunch of damage, but it shouldn't kill any of them unless that changes.
Nope, they're still alive.
Yeah.
I love this opening cutscene.
Boom.
So yeah, those rock candies that we picked up, we're gonna be using them right here because they're gonna do a lot of damage. Because Mallow has the Troop of Metal, it's a pseudo Geno boost. So instead of doing 200, they do 300. Ooh, 402, yeah, that's really good. Yeah, Rock Candy, and then I'm going to be using Star Riders. And then this is where the RNG is going to come into play. So he's going to have another attack. He can do Physical, Fire Saber, or Meteor Swarm. And right there, he used a Physical, which is the best outcome. Fire Saber is fine too, it's just the animation is a little slower. Meteor Swarm is the worst. It's another AoE attack, and that would completely booty blast both Mallow and Geno. And at which point, only Mario is alive. You can finish the first phase even with Geno down, but it would be a damage range without the chain boosting. This time around, it probably would not have mattered because Mario was level 15 and I did so much extra damage between his physicals and Star Riders, but under normal circumstances, it can be like a pretty annoying source of RNG. When that happens, that's when you see Bowser for truly the last time of the run.
That makes sense.
You bring him back in and you throw a firebomb and he covers for the damage that you're missing. And it ends up not mattering for phase 2 because of the way revolving door works. And also like Mallow is still gonna get raised from being in the back. Because the way the revolving door is going to work, you're going to be able to get an extra shocker in on Tank Head. So all around, like it probably like doesn't matter as much as you'd think, but I still like not seeing Meteor Swarm on phase 1, you know. All right, so the general strategy is always going to switch to Tank Head right after you being able to complete a full turn of attacks on Unformed Head, and Tank Head is weak to lightning, so we're going to be using Shocker with Mallow and Jump with Mario as is best or highest DPS attack, I should say. First turn, he's going to stay tank, and starting from this turn, he's going to potentially be switching around. But because his HP is still over 4,000, if he switches... Okay, he doesn't switch. If he was gonna switch... Ooh, that's bad. If he was gonna switch, then he would have switched to Tank Head. Not Tank Head, Mage Head. But we have the fight routed out accordingly. So losing Chain here is kind of annoying, but I was able to get it back. Okay, so now he's under 4,000, so he could switch to any head. He switches back to tank. Thanks.
Yeah. I believe that's optimal, right?
It's the best outcome.
Yeah.
Ideally, like, he would stay tank the whole fight, but... Nice 666.
Hey, yo, let's go.
So yeah, the nice thing is you're able to build gauge enough during this fight that you can do another Star Riders, and that does a lot of damage. That does the most damage on Mage Head. So like, because of the earliest moment that he can switch to, the earliest moment that he can switch heads is gonna be to Mage Head. We have the Mage Head fight or the mage head phase routed accordingly. Safe head is kind of annoying, but it shouldn't be too bad. Like, you should be pretty close to dead at this point.
Yeah, I was like, you got the ice bomb right there. You
I even got the
have
ice bomb
some,
freebie.
like,
Let's go.
Snowy. Oh, okay, yeah, throw it again.
Because he's weak to ice, so as you see, the 420. Oh, he's dead. Let's go.
Let's go. Gaming.
420 for the kill.
Yeah, time will technically be on the fade out of the cutscene here, but looking like it's going to be a rock solid, like, low 234 goods. That's with the boat.
Yeah,
revisit.
the boat revisit. The boat revisit lost me like a minute and a half according to my splits. Then I had like let me check real quick. Yeah, I had the Stumphead encounter as well, and Bad RNG on Zar. The Birdo split. What happened on the Birdo split again? Oh yeah, I had an encounter that I couldn't run away on the Birdo split, and also I had like the big trooper special encounter like twice.
Yeah.
Overall, like really solid run though. Happy about it. Happy to have showcased it for the marathon, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think we all had an amazing. I know people have seen me do runs of this a lot. Seeing it run at this level was super, super cool. Void, what'd you think of your bean collection?
I'm kind of with you. I probably wouldn't do it again.
Yeah, the liver. Oh,
Yeah. I'm still like reeling from that aftertaste. Like I'm good, you know. Like I don't want to relive that experience.
1 second.
I'll be sending a list of feedback to the Bean Kingdom.
And time. Yeah, 2:34:30 on the dot.
That's a great marathon.
Yeah. Good stuff. Thanks everyone for the GGs and the nice runs. Thanks for having me and Pidge, Spike, and Nukes as well. And thanks for doing the commentary.
Yeah, thanks for having me, gamers.
Yeah, this is a great time. Let's go ahead and shoot it over to both of you to plug, what y'all like, where people can find you, current projects you're working on. Pidge, let's start with you.
Oh man, how much time do we have?
You're gonna say, I know it's a lot.
So with that, SMRPG is pretty much my life. I'm not gonna front. Like, I have like a million different projects for SMRPG going on. I'm doing like a big history preservation for all the print media for SMRPG. I work on SMRPG randomizer. I have another major project in the works that I can't quite reveal details about yet, but if you follow me on social media, like I use the name Pidge01 everywhere. Like I'm on Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram, like wherever. You'll be seeing a lot more about SMRPG if we become acquainted on those platforms. I want to give a shout out to the SMRPG community. I've been in it for about 8 years now. If you want to learn more about running this game or the original SMRPG, you can cart your butt right on over to smrpgspeedruns.com. You can learn about so many categories of the 2 wonderful versions of this game that we have available to run. Super helpful community, lots of great resources to learn, and I can't say enough good things about running either version of this game. So if you're interested, get on it.
This game is fantastic, echoing all those words from Pidge. Make sure to give him a follow. It will be a good time. It will be a good decision by you. And Void, what are you working on? I know Super Mario RPG, but also some Donkey.
Yep. So yeah, right. Nowadays, I've been doing a lot of Donkey, trying to update my PBs in basically every DKC1 category, and also like kind of on the side trying to get sub 230 in this game, which would prove to be a really good time, but also like pretty tough because I think my PB is pretty good, you know, not to like toot my own horn, but pretty good. And yeah, just
what's your sum of best at this point?
It's a low 228, so
yeah, that's
yeah, it's possible with like the God Run, but yeah, it's gonna take some work. So yeah, I'm just like juggling between both games, like especially like earlier this week, the Donkey runs have been kind of frustrating, so I was just like, you know what, let's play some Mario so I can de-rust for this marathon. I'm glad I did, because I was having a lot of fun just like busting out no reset runs of this. Like when I was on the grind to like get record back. It was rough at times, just like never really being able to get run past like the mines or whatever. So Johnny Sunset, by the way.
Right.
These credits are great. Like, just throwing that out there. These credits are great. They were great on SNES. They're great on remake. That hasn't changed. But yeah, hit me up on Twitch, twitch.tv/void, Twitter @void, YouTube @void, Instagram void.tv. I play video games a lot. My schedule has changed recently because I found an alternative source of bread. So we're shifting the stream schedule a little bit, but I'm still very motivated to make this thing work. So if you guys enjoy my content and would like to support me, then you know, do the thing. I would really appreciate that. I'm on the Partner Plus grind right now, actually. Month 2 out of 3 completed last month, so if I can hit the threshold this month, we're in there. So really excited about that. Basically, more excited about the Partner Plus grind than any of my speed projects. But you know what? Like they both go hand in hand. So yeah.
Absolutely. Well, to both of you, thank you so much for joining us. That was an awesome showcase of SMRPG Remake. Gamers, we're going to take another small break. I believe when we come back, we're jumping. I believe we've got Keys doing Ender Lilies next, coming up after this. Void, Pidge, you're both wonderful. I love you both. And we'll see you next time for more gaming. Later, everyone.
Rolling out.